Fuck, it's finally happening, dude. Welcome to the stream. I, of course, am Lyle McDouchebag, and I'm here with actual internet goblin, the chattel, aka PsychicPebble, and I'm playing, finally, a game about 50 Cent, my favorite rapist, as he sprays blood on the sand, as is proclaimed in the title, 50 Cent, Blood on the Sand. It's finally happening. Zach, who is your favorite rapist?
I don't know. There are a lot of N-words, as I call them. Wink, wink, brothers in the hood. You know, I'm very culturally Afro-American, you see. I once talked to a black guy, and I think I couldn't tell by the way he was looking at me. Some might have called it a scowl, but I took that as an invitation to his community. So I feel very connected in that way. I would say Eminem's is a good one. Eminem's is a good one.
Yeah.
He's the black one, right?
Yeah, Eminem's is, I mean, like, the M&M, the candy, is brown on the inside, and I think that's the part that matters, right?
I see, right.
Okay, so should I choose Tony Yayo, Lloyd Banks, or DJ Whoo Kid?
Which one looks the fiercest?
Lloyd Banks looks pretty fierce. He's got a grenade as a necklace, but DJ Whoo Kid is named DJ Whoo Kid. So I think I'm going to have to go...
The grenade necklace doesn't matter. When your name is DJ Whoo Kid, it triumphs everything else.
All right, DJ Whoo Kid it is. It's all about that Woo Kid tonight. The Woo Kid is the Koo Kid. That's what I'm up on. You know what my black friend said to me? He said to me, I can't, quote, pass for a nigga because I don't use enough emojis.
You have to use you have to use the fire.
He said that my emoji game wasn't strong enough, and I said to him, Is this what you've become? This is how you... I would like to consult some other black people because I don't think that you speak for them.
Lyle, as MLK once said, I have a dream, fire emoji, crying emoji,
100 emoji.
100,
yeah, laughing, crying, laughing, crying emoji. He said, bruh, laughing, crying emoji 3 times.
She's fire, bruh. That's a famous MLK quote.
It's true. Martin Luther King was my favorite rapper.
He was killed for getting way more Facebook likes.
It's true. It was an inside job. SoFlo Antonio killed Martin Luther King.
MLK was the original SoFlo Antonio.
No. Don't even go there. It's not...
Like, hey guys, this shit's funny. Look at this right here. That he posted
not gonna lie, this is me rallying for civil rights.
Not gonna lie.
Hard crash to white girl mouthing lyrics to a Kesha song in her car. That's what...
And she crashes in the back of somebody else's car.
So I think 50 Cent, or Fitty, as he's called. Okay, so he's stealing like a diamond-encrusted human skeleton. He's sticking up this frickin'... I don't even know what part of the world we're in. I think we're in the Middle East, somewhere, probably Afghanistan. This game came out when it was all up on the whole killing brown people craze.
Is that not over yet?
Well, I mean, it's still going on, but I feel like now it's got to be brown people and also Russians. Back then, it was totally cool to just have a brown person massacre, a good old Muslim massacre.
Well, what's the
a good old towelhead takedown, if you will. But anyway, yeah, so as far as I can tell from my extremely limited comprehension of this game without subtitles on, which I probably should have had the foresight to turn on, 50 Cent wanted this hot piece of bling to add to his bling stash, his bling cave, as it were. His bling pad.
Did I hear this correctly when you said it was a diamond-encrusted full human skeleton?
Yeah, no, it's not a full skeleton, it's just a skull.
I was envisioning an entire... Okay, that's
I don't know why he wanted this thing. I mean, maybe they're gonna go the Indiana Jones route and have some supernatural force combating 50 Cent.
You said that, I was thinking about that. Yeah, maybe it's got some superpowers.
maybe the skull will give 50 Cent the power he needs to finally ascend past. I didn't know this, but did you know that fucking 50 Cent was discovered initially by Eminem?
I did not, actually.
Like, he owes his whole career to Eminem.
His story of how he got shot in the fucking mouth is scary. He was like, yeah, this guy walked through the car and started shooting, and I realized I was shot in the face, and I lived.
Yeah, didn't he get shot like 9 times?
Yeah, he got shot in the face, though, like in the jaw.
Yeah, like, usually when it comes to rappers, it's like, oh yeah, okay, you're cool, you can make up rhymes. Fucking Dr. Seuss did that. He never had to kill anybody. He could have easily said he could. 50 Cent, I'll give him credit. He got shot a bunch.
Yeah, you can let him talk shit. Considering he was shot in the fucking face.
Yeah. Oh man, this like ninja sexy assassin just stole my fucking bling skull. I'm gonna give that bitch some hot ebony dick and also reclaim that shit.
I thought these 50 Cent games were just like him being killed. I thought these were...
They were based on the true story of 50 Cent being killed. Hold on, let's see. Audio, subtitles on. So maybe we can kind of sort of make sense of what the fuck is going on here. So left and right sticks to move around. This game is so fucking clunky. Holy shit.
How old is this game? Is this like new or an older game?
No, it's not new. I can tell you that it's not new. It's maybe like 2006, 2000.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Like, it probably came out like a year or two after the first Gears of War came out.
Okay, yeah, I remember like I think 2 of these games came out, like the 50 Cent ones, like First Blood, whatever the fuck this is called.
You're thinking of Rambo. Okay,
was this the only 50 Cent game with the fucking...
Oh, no. Okay, you're right. No, there was one called 50 Cent Bulletproof. That was the first one.
Yeah, that's the one I recall. How many... Was this like a franchise?
A 50 Cent franchise? What the fuck is happening, dude?
I'm gonna look this up right now if there's a fucking 50 Cent franchise.
50 Cent is his own franchise. Didn't 50 Cent also come out with like a line of like eyeliner for men and like a 50 Cent dildo so you could like pretend... Like, I'm pretty sure that exists.
It's his dick size?
I think it's a mold of his penis, yeah.
Whoa. Let's look that up.
Look that up. I could be a fucking liar.
Dildo.
I don't know if you remember, but there was like this little kid on YouTube that was like he had like really shitty teeth, and everyone just like all of his subscribers
Pruane 2 Forever. Who could forget Pruane 2 Forever?
You remember Pruane 2 Forever?
Dude,
okay.
Look, I was back then, all right.
My brother David or whatever the fuck. I don't remember my I'm not up on my old Pruane memes.
Screw you, porn addicts. Dude, he's a classic.
Yeah, I remember he made like this whole like video like talking shit about 50 Cent, and then 50 Cent like hung out with him, and then he was like, I'm hanging out with 50 Cent, and then
and he pans over and he's like, look, it's Fitty, it's my boy Fitty.
I think maybe either this video game or that was probably the low point of 50 Cent's career. You know what? I wouldn't even say this is a low point. Like, even if it's a shit game, it's pretty fucking cool if you're in a video game. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, to you, not like to everybody else, but to you. It's like rapping. It's pretty cool to you if you make a rap song about how cool you are. Not cool to anyone else, mind you, but it's really cool to you.
I'm trying to find out this on his dildo. So it says there's a the only thing I have right now is there's a Yahoo question from like literally 8 years ago that says, is it true that 50 Cent is making a dildo that's identical to his dick? The first response is it's true. He's been talking about it for over a year now, but other than that, there's nothing I can find on it.
Talking about it for over a year now. So this was something that, like, meticulous planning went into, and, like, they probably had, like, a dildo came out, and 50 Cent, like, looked at it and put it next to his dick and was like, nah, man, that ain't close enough to my dick.
No.
Or it's a case of, like, that, like, measure it and add 2 inches principle, where it's like, they made an actual, like, perfect replica of his dick, and he was like, yeah, but make it look, it was cold. It was cold when we took that mold, so just add a little bit to it.
The AC was on. I told you guys to turn the AC off, and you didn't fucking do it.
Yeah, so you got to make that's me flaccid, now making me hard, you know?
You can only measure length and girth when you're at full. That was like 80%.
Yeah. So basically, what we can glean from this is 50 Cent is a either very inconfident with his penis, or he's a penis narcissist.
Basically, we're saying 50 Cent, your dick is
so what you're saying is, on the market right now, I can't get myself 8 inches of fitty.
You can't hold in your hand what 50 Cent. You can't hold his fucking dick. You can't get it for grandma. All right. So
what you're saying is, I can't mount a 50 Cent dildo on a helmet and go running through the streets like a unicorn or a rhinoceros, ramming into the sides of cars and reciting loudly 50 Cent rap lyrics. You're telling me that this is not an option that currently exists to me, Zach.
Get a mold of your own penis, walk in the street, slap somebody in the face, and they say, what the fuck? And you'll say, that's my dick, and they'll say, that's pretty impressive, not so bad anymore.
You know?
I'm a little bit less upset. I'm pretty impressed now.
You know, if you had infinite money, and just, like, as a joke, would you ever make, like, a dildo? Because they do sell, like, mold kits, so you can make a dildo out of your own dick. I don't know if they're expensive.
Yeah, I saw some, like, YouTube. I think it was like that fat girl. It was some YouTube girl who's like, "Hey, I got a mold of my boyfriend's dick," and his dick was completely fine size. And she holds it up, and all the comments were like, "You call that a fucking dick?"
I'll show you a dick.
Oh yeah, you think that's a dick? Mine's 8 inches flaccid. You think that's a fucking dick?
See, what would have been smart of her was to put her Snapchat in the video description, and then she would just get, like,
a million dicks?
Yeah, she would be able to hoard a whole cluster of dicks together. Like a big pile of dicks, and then just she'd be able to take it. I wonder if there's exists any, like, molding facility where you can take, like, a picture of a dick. Like, you know how they make real dolls? Like, you can take a picture of a human and make the real dog.
You could just take a picture of, like, your mom or something and make a real doll out of it?
I think so. I'm pretty sure. I mean, don't quote me on that, but they're expensive, I think. Like, yeah, I remember there was that one dude that fucking, like, was married to a real doll. First he was married, or he was dating a set of pictures of a Korean model, and then he was married to a real doll. You remember that dude?
I think I heard a little bit about that, yeah.
He's like a YouTube guy. I think he's like...
Oh, you fucking told me about that. Yeah, we had a long conversation about that guy.
Yeah, he was, like, married to a real doll, and then, so, like, when that happened, I remember they had, like, a link to where you could buy his quote-unquote wife, and, they were fucking expensive, dude, and I think there was a thing where I think you can customize them. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. If you want to make a, sexy girl with my head real doll and mail it to my P.O. box, no, don't do that. I actually don't have a P.O. box, but that would be, like... How simultaneously flattered and also creeped out would you be if you got a real doll that was, like, your head on, like, 1980s Pamela Anderson's body? Like...
would you fuck it, honestly? Would you fuck it? That's a real question.
I think you'd have to, wouldn't you?
Its eyes are fixed open. You cannot put a bag over its head. That's the only way you can fuck it.
You'd have to. You'd have to see if you could. Like, I feel like at that point, if somebody spends thousands of dollars to give you a real doll of yourself,
yeah,
you kind of have to do it, right? It
just makes you food. You can't just throw it away. You gotta eat it. You gotta be nice.
Okay. What if they sent you, like, a real doll of, like, 50 Cent's head on, like, Beyonce's body? Would you fuck it?
Just fuck the head.
You just fuck it in the mouth?
I would take the body up and throw that shit in the trash, dude.
You'd be like, okay, open, let's see them tonsils, Fitty.
I'm gonna fuck your little mouth hole.
I'm gonna blast your rap lyrics back into you, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna give you a 10th bullet wound here. I'm gonna give you a 10th bullet.
Do you recall, are you implying that your dick is similar in structure to a bullet?
Similar in structure, shape, and speed.
I miss this, Zach. I miss this.
stuff. This is before my life fell apart.
I was considering at a point tattooing flames on my penis so it looked like it was going fast.
Don't worry. Do what I do. Just have the girl say it's fast, so you'll always be reminded of it. I really to that joke because I stood up and fucking. Evan fucking Elmer funded that joke real good.
Yeah, you did.
My name is Zach, and
boy, fucking, I don't know. Anyway, as I was saying about penis tattoos, no, there was a point where I was considering getting, like, a tribal design on my penis to, like, match my sleeve, because when you have tattoos, that's kind of, when you're hitting on girls, that's like the natural progression of the conversation, as they say, do you have any other tattoos? And then you say, well, would you like to find out, you know? And then when she finally sees your dick, and she doesn't see that you have tattoos on it, you know, basically the disappointment isn't supposed to set in till after you fuck her, you know? Like,
look, it happens anyways. It happens minus the tattoos.
Right. It's like you don't want to set her up for disappointment. You want to have that moment while you're fucking her where you see the last glimmer of hope like escape from her eyes, and she goes, "Oh, this is going to be one of those nights I try to drink to forget for the rest of my life," you know? That's the only way I can come, is if I see like the active disappointment set in right before I do.
The world doesn't begin hyperventilating, and like if you don't see her having a mental breakdown, there's no point in getting up.
Right. If she's able to make eye contact as you come, it's like, what's even the point, you know?
Staring at the picture of Barack Obama on my wall, then. You know, if she's looking at me in the eyes, I know something's wrong.
That's what I put it there for.
I feel insulted if they don't look at it. If they look at me in the eyes, they don't fucking look at me. Look at what. But you know.
I mean, like, if she's not saying thanks, Obama, as she's orgasming, she's not having an orgasm. That's just.
People ask why I do blackface during sex. And that's I'm president, man.
You put on the teleprompter behind the headrest and you just fucking.
Exactly. I read off all of the Obama transcripts and speeches, including the laughs and the goofs.
You read off a list of fun Obama facts. You read a replica of Obama's birth certificate as you fuck her.
I play loud audio of Donald Trump challenging me. I'm like, oh, you. I whisper in the girl's ear. She says, I'm gonna come. I said, do you know Obama is 51 years old? Fun fact, did you know? Did you know Obama?
Or you just talk nature facts to her. You go, hey, did you know that a rhino's horn is actually made of a bunch of microfibers that are intensely hard hairs?
Did you know that male seahorses actually give birth instead of, the females, they put the egg inside the man?
Did you know there's a species of fish that is able to change its sexual gender based on what types of available mates are there for it? Ah!
And every once in a while, she's like, I did not, I knew most
I didn't know that. I didn't come, but I learned something today.
I feel very disappointed. Your penis is very small, but at least I know some people see this.
Yeah. I don't feel like this wasn't an enriching experience. It was two parts. It was, first of all, a life lesson, and second, a series of fun nature facts. And you're like, yeah, baby, that's how I throw down.
This day went downhill real fast, but you really pulled it around with those animal facts last second.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like if you were like Bill Nye or Degrassi Mike Tyson, you could do that. You could educate while you fucked.
Man, imagine Bill Nye like taking a girl hard from behind. It's creepy.
You know, the thing about it is, it's probably happened too.
He's expanding. Wow, all these goofy sound effects. There's gotta be a Bill Nye porn parody. In fact, I'm gonna look it up. There's gotta be.
Mr. Rogers had sex at some point.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers had kids. He definitely fucking.
Mr. Rogers fucking took a plunge in a clunge and blasted a whole neighborhood of potential children into a woman. That's happened.
Mr. Rogers.
Imagine that. Vividly imagine that. I want everybody to close your eyes and imagine Mr. Rogers just fucking getting it on.
I mean, what's amazing? I'd like to believe Mr. Rogers got rough during sex. I believe he was like, when he started off, he was nice and sweet, but then he was like, "You fucking like that, you little slut." I bet you
Everybody's into their own thing, and you'll find a lot of the times that people have a very opposing, like their actual personality. That's not who they are in bed, because they get enough of that during like your everyday. So Mr. Rogers could have been like, he could have had a whole dungeon, you know, like.
Dude was packing heat. Dude used to fucking slam pussy.
It's true. Mr. Rogers, if you look closely at every episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, you can see his piece under his sweater. You can see his pack and heat.
Mr. Rogers was shot 10 times, so fuck 50 Cent, little pussy-ass bitch.
You know that the phrase "from the hood" actually originates from Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers called his neighborhood the hood.
Yeah, there's a reason there's no unpleasant characters in Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, because Mr. Rogers, if you fucking crossed him, you were done. Notice how everyone in Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood speaks to him with a profound level of respect.
In fear, honestly.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's straight up fear. They were like, we better be polite to this guy. Nobody ever challenges Mr. Rogers. Nobody goes, Mr. Rogers, you know, you might, like, has anybody in Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood ever fucking stood up to the guy? No, they all just laugh and nod. Oh, I hope you're having a nice day, Mr. Rogers. It's good to see you too, Mr. Rogers. Oh, here comes my favorite person, Mr. Rogers. That's genuine terror.
He was a slave driver. Also, can I just say something very embarrassing? I just now made the connection between hood and neighborhood. I don't know how the fuck I never made that connection.
You gotta fucking keep up.
I just now, when I said Mr. Rogers, they called it the hood because it was his neighborhood. It clicked in my fucking small brain.
You gotta paint some fucking flames on your brain so it goes fast.
I feel like a fucking goon. Also, I'm gonna get to the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back, folks.
Check this fucking jagaloon. I'm gonna escape this fucking building. 50 Cent has a predilection for weaseling his way out of any situation. If there's a bill or just an awkward family get-together, 50 Cent always escapes. In this case, it's a building about to blow up, which is a little more of an urgent thing to escape from. 50 Cent can get out of that no problem, because technically, whether or not it's about to blow up, it's still a building, right? It's the same building before it had a bomb in it as after it had a bomb in it. The bomb is just mental. Granted, it adds a level of urgency to the escape, but you get out the same way. And Fitty, if nothing else, is resourceful. He's able to break down those mental barriers and just find his way out of anything. It's like there's not, like, look at his unpanicked jog right now. He's gonna make a phone call to guns. That's what he's doing. He's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna talk to my Klasnikov 47 and my Moss 59, and we're gonna have a nice little conversation. He doesn't give a shit. He'll talk to them. Yeah, the building's gonna blow up, but it's the same building. You know, it's a very mind over matter thing with 50 Cent. He's very zen. If nothing else, I would describe 50 Cent, or Fitty, as it were, as zen. I would sit legs crossed and listen to G-Unit. And I would say, man, that 50 Cent is quite the rapist. Anyway, they got him. I gotta go revive him. Alright, just being in the presence of 50 Cent invigorated him and filled him with strength. I need to figure out how the fuck to get out of here, because I think this might actually blow up and end Fitty. Come on, Fitty. I vouched for your ability to escape. Is this the right way? Am I going the right way? This doesn't look like it's the right way. And boom. That's just... Okay, I guess it was never blowing up. I guess I just willed the bomb away. So that's fine. I need to get this fucking boosty canoodle going on. Into the window with Fitty. And his cohort. That's my in rap. They say, "Yo, what is up, my cohort?" It is a common rapist thing to say. What is happening, my fellow cohort, my brother? I could be a rapist. I've been accused of being a rapist, but they were found to be false allegations. I've never rapped in my life, except for the one time.
Eddie's place. Nice.
We gotta find Eddie. I don't know where the fuck Zach went. He's probably off doing goblin shit. But don't worry about him. He'll be back with a vengeance and a burning desire. A burning desire for more Fitty. I bet right now he's like shaking. He's like going, "Oh man, I really want to see what happens to 50 Cent. I'm so excited. Fucking every time I close my eyes, I see 50 Cent's face. Oh no, 50 Cent, your red blood cells, they're everywhere." That's the death screen? That's the death screen, is red blood cells flowing through. Okay. Yeah, he is probably jerking off. It's taken him a suspiciously long time, unless he's like taken like a really like brick-esque grunt. He's fucking squeezing the deepest of all shits. The darkest shit. You know, Zach was voted haver of the darkest shit in his high school graduating class. Which you'd think would be healthy, but it really depends. I, on the other hand, was voted most likely to have uncharacteristically green shit. Because, I eat one salad and then I have a really green shit, and I'm like, you know, I feel like that's not normal, something's not metabolizing, and I'm probably going to die. And then, the studio audience laughs, and I'm like, studio audience, don't laugh at my impending demise. And they keep laughing. And I say, studio audience, stop, this isn't a joke. Studio audience, I'm scared. Studio audience, it's cold, hold me. But the studio audience just keeps laughing, cackling, whooping and hollering for more. And I say, why won't anyone listen to me?
I'm back. What the fuck did I miss?
Just nothing. Just talking about the impending demise and probably what amounts to the early onset symptoms of liver failure. But
With you?
Either one of us. How was your shit, Zach? Describe it in vivid detail.
Very juicy. First I sat down on the toilet, which was cold at first. But then I realized, you know what, it doesn't matter. And when my ass warmed up and I readjusted myself, I spread the cheeks, I let it fucking rip. I'm talking the big league turds.
The big kahuna?
The big kahuna. My shit had the face of Tito from Rocket Power in it. And he spoke to me. I picked up the shit and looked at it. And I heard his voice echo within my head. Brain cancer is a serious disease, Tito said to me. I said, Tito, why are you telling me this? And he said, because I, Tito, died from brain cancer in real life.
The real life Tito from Rocket Power died of brain cancer?
Wait, you don't know
and
that?
You saw his ghost as you were shitting?
Yes, and I flushed him down. I put a piece of toilet paper over his face to put him to rest.
That's tragic, Zach. I'm sorry you had to...
Oh, you would know. That's a
why
real fact. The voice actor actually who voiced Tito really died from brain cancer like 10 years ago.
That's not true. Is that
I
true?
swear to God.
Everybody subscribe for more morbid Rocket Power facts with Zach.
Guys, I have all the Rocket Power facts.
I have all the inside scoops on the deaths of your favorite beloved Nickelodeon voice actors.
Remember Tommy Pickles? Yeah, he died of liver failure.
Tommy Pickles is Tara Strong, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah,
fucking, isn't there like some horribly fucked up tragic shit with like Ducky from The Land Before Time while we're on the subject
Ducky
of...
from The Land Before Time.
Because I figure we're gonna get back to this eventually. We might as well get all the horrible celebrity deaths out of the way.
I've got a few. Yeah, that one apparently like it was like a 6-year-old girl and her dad got like extremely jealous was like, I will always be Ducky.
He was. We shouldn't laugh. Fuck it. Let's laugh at it. It's been long enough. She'd be like 20 by this point. We can laugh at the death of a 26-year-old.
Yeah, first about to try. Maybe like a 6-year-old little baby.
Right. Yeah, you can laugh at the death of a child if they're if they've been dead long enough to be a legal adult by the time they're dead. So like Anne Frank, you can laugh at because she'd be like 120 by now. You know.
Yeah, exactly. But if you have a baby died last week, ain't no laughing at that.
Anyway, yeah, the dad wanted to be Ducky, so he killed their whole family, and
he watched Label for Time. He's like, you call this piece of shit a movie? I raised you better than this. And yet he fucking murdered his wife and daughter.
He's like, I want to eat all the star leaves, or whatever the fuck. I don't remember Land Before Time.
Burned his fucking house down. It's really messed up. It's not even funny. It's totally not even funny, but it's kind of funny. It's really funny for how fucking, like, just... That is the last voice actress you would expect to have been killed that way.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect Ducky to go out like that.
There's another fun fact. The person who voiced all the South Park female characters, Kathy Berman or something, she voiced all the South Park moms, like, up to like the first 3 seasons. She voiced all the female characters in the movie too. Wendy and everybody. She voiced like every character. And she also voiced Timmy Turner in the pilot of Fairly Odd Parents, and she fucking killed herself. And so they had to, like, South Park season 3 at the very end, there's like a few episodes where like none of the female characters talk. Because she voiced every female character that had to fucking replace her.
That sucks. Like, have you ever had that where you only know one girl?
Yeah.
The end?
Yeah.
This is fucking...
Luckily, what I do is I just don't write girls in my stuff. Saves a lot of problems.
I met a whole entire girl once. I saw it down by the b-ball court. What? How the fuck do I... This is some weird fucking driving controls, dude. I really can't describe how awkward this is.
I'm kind of looking at it a few seconds delay, but it looks like a fucking mess.
Yeah, you're like 30 seconds behind me, so...
I'm still, even what I'm saying still is just like... So it's like GTA kind of, from what I can tell?
No, it's not open world. It's more straightforward. I would compare it to like Gears of War.
Okay, interesting.
It's a thing. That was the wrong way, Fitty. What was the fucking obstruction? What's the obstruction, Fitty? You know, I'm surprised that they use words like obstruction in a 50 Cent game. They should just fucking use the word, like, ram the shit in your way.
Think of the way.
Fucking run that bitch down.
Obstruction? What the fuck does that mean? I wanna smash it. I don't know why I did a black voice. I'm sure there's a lot of white... You know what? I'll say this.
That's what you
sure
call
no
a black voice?
touched this game.
That's what you think a black person sounds like?
Unlike the 50 Cent video game. I was just thinking, though. You know what? That's probably not even racist because I don't think a black person has ever touched this fucking video game. Only some skinny white boy with glasses.
No. I think probably like a good amount of like 50 Cent fans would.
You think a good amount of Afro Americans played this game?
Yeah. I would say that probably.
That's an interesting claim. I will not.
You think no black people play video games?
Well, I'm just thinking about. I guess they do, but I don't know.
Have you ever seen the PlayStation 3? What color is it? What audience do you think that's to attract, huh, Zach?
Blackface.
Just fucking. Although I will say, like, they're probably. I'll probably wager a guess that like most of the people that bought this game were probably like bitch ass white kids that like were like,
ah man, I'm gonna play as my boy Fitty.
Like
they totally had to ask the
have you ever played Grand Theft Auto? Yeah, you have played Grand Theft Auto Online.
Yeah.
That
you were there when we fucking went through that adventure.
Fucking the people on that game. That could be a stream all its own. Just go on GTA Online and listen to like 12-year-olds talk like they're fucking gangster.
Remember, who was always there? It was you.
It was me, Chris, Niall. I think a girl that Niall picked up off Tinder.
Yeah.
You're fucking. Well, you had like a Larry the Cable Guy like stand up, and you would start all these fucking jokes, and the punchline would be like some shit like to get a hamburger from McDonald's and a large fry. You just every single joke would have this like shitty punchline, and this guy was getting so really fucking mad.
Yeah, I could say like, why did my uncle cross the road? Because he wanted a large hamburger from McDonald's. And I'd like laugh and be like, you fucking hick retard, you dumb motherfucker. They were doing that shit. They were just like shooting in the dark. They're like, "What? I bet you guys are fucking pussies playing video games with a group of people in real life. What are you, gay?"
And then, yeah, as a joke, didn't you just start blowing me right then and there, just so that you could perfectly emulate the sound of having a dick in your mouth? And it was like, oh man, dude, we totally showed them, man. They were like, what are you, gay? And then like you were just like, oh yeah, super gay. And then I like blasted semen all over. If only they would have heard like the sound of it. I don't think they really got the sound of it like splattering all over.
I turned the microphone off, but we know it was funny.
Yeah, we know we totally showed them.
We showed them.
We know how straight, dude. That's just being confident in your sexuality, right? It's always being homophobic it's like a surefire sign that someone's gay. If you're willing to come on your buddy's chest for a joke, that's the straightest thing you can do. It shows that you're comfortable in your sexuality. If you'll like hold your friend down and like kiss his neck until he gets a boner, it just shows that you're super confident and super secure in your sexuality.
I knew you were a confident man when I turned the PlayStation off and everybody else left the room and we turned the lights off and you grabbed me by the back of the neck and came on my little titties. And I said, that's a confident man right there. That's a confident straight man.
Dude, it's like, yeah. It's like, what are you, so gay that you're like uncomfortable with that? No, like the only thing that would make you uncomfortable with that is if you were turned on by it, you know? Like if you're not turned on when your friend like throws you over the coffee table and takes you from behind, it's not gay. It's just being confident in your sexuality enough to have a good time.
When your friend calls you a little slut butt and says, "You want me to spank your ass? Do you like that? Do you fucking like that?" Then you know you're a straight man.
Exactly. You never know you're straight until you've crossed over, for a joke. It's a joke.
It's what we're saying. It's a joke, you guys.
Yeah. We're not actually gay. I mean, no, we don't even have to say that. We don't even have to tell them that we're straight because it's apparent. It's apparent by the way that we think about each other every night before we go to sleep. Like it's totally straight because we're comfortable enough in our sexuality to value. Like Zach, I can say as a friend, will you marry me?
And I would say yes, because I'm totally fucking confident that I'm not gay.
Exactly. We're both confident that we're not gay, so we can get married and adopt a child together, and it's just not gay. It's just
a joke.
It's like the people that say, I don't love my friends, that's gay. Those are the ones that are like secretly sexually attracted to their friends, you know? Look, yeah, those are the gay ones.
What would be gay? Okay, so people like, what would be gay? Like, well,
saying no homo after you accidentally touch your friend's dick.
Exactly. See,
like
Kyle tricks me off and says, "Come down my little slut throat." I say, "Yes, of course." But then one time, one time he forgot to say no homo. He almost forgot. I said, and he caught himself. But that's how we know it's not gay.
Right.
He said it with his mouth full, but we knew it wasn't gay.
Oh Jesus, this is taking a fucking turn for the worse. So fucking. I assume you told the story on Sleepycast, so you don't want to tell it here, but Zach killed a cop this weekend.
I will retell the story gladly because I kind of told it in a rushed manner on the podcast. But basically, so two things. Well, you know me, I am not a fuck the police nigga kind of guy, right? I'm not one of those fellas who's hates the blue, hates the fuzz. I respect police. There are some bad cops out there, but by and large, look. There are 700,000 cops, about 700,000 employed police officers in the U.S. You hear about like one bad one every like week or month or something. There's just such a low percentage of bad cops, of really bad cops. A lot of guys are just doing their job. So whenever I interact with a cop, I try to respect them and just go, okay, you're here for a reason, whatever. I get the other side.
But this is the preface to where Zach totally goes full rebel.
Right, exactly.
Skateboards on public property because he is the last warrior for the rebel revolution of skateboarders.
I pull my camera and say, "What are you gonna do about it, huh? This is public property."
I'm not driving. I'm traveling. Fuck you. That's what you say. You pull out your camera, and then when the cop asks to see your ID, you scream rape. No, sorry. Anyway, I derailed that. Go on.
Say, am I being detained? And so, anyways, long story short, the first part of the story doesn't really matter. The second part is, I drank with a group of people. Nikki, I thought was gonna be at my place, but the rest of the group went somewhere else. I wandered back to my place, drunk. Fine, fair enough. I thought she was in my apartment. I buzzed the apartment. I didn't know where she was. The whole rest of the group was somewhere else, like at a house, different house. And so I was buzzing my own apartment building like an idiot, waiting for her. I just thought she was sleeping. And
were you like standing at the door screaming, "Nikki, you cunt! If you don't open this door, I'll kill you!"
Said I'll murder you. I was being very quiet. I was not like when I say I was drunk, I was not like bleh. I was drunk, but I wasn't like gone.
Were you screaming? "Fuck you, woman! I will punish you for this disobedience!"
I said I'll put my fist through your cunt again, you cunt. And an old lady walked by, and I said, "Not you," and everyone laughed.
Right. Anyway, sorry, I've derailed this far enough.
The real story is not that interesting. Basically, so I was drunk, couldn't get to my apartment, didn't know where the fuck anybody was. I just was tired, and I was hoping somebody would come back to my apartment and let me in. I just wanted to sleep. Buzzed my own apartment. You have to understand, so it's like I wasn't like knocking on the door. I was in the lobby buzzing my number up. And I couldn't go in the actual building. I was in the lobby right inside the building. Right inside the building, I guess. Buzzing. I was there for like 2 hours. I was just drunk and tired. I started to like fall asleep. And I puked from a lack of water. I was just thirsty and I'm tired. So I puked. And I guess somebody saw the puke. This part is completely on me, right? I completely sympathize with why I was in trouble at this point. Somebody called the cops, very rightfully so. The cops came and said, "What's going on here?" I said, "My girlfriend's up there sleeping. She has the keys," which I believed. "My apartment's this number. Here's my phone." And they said, "Okay, well, where's your phone? Can you call her?" I said, "I don't know where my phone is." Little did I learned the next day that they had my phone. The rest of the group, somebody took it out of my pocket to call somebody. It didn't give it back to me.
What the fuck? No, they were setting you up. Maybe they called the police on you. Maybe they took your phone and set you up. Zach, you were the fall nigga.
Get in. Because I gave her my keys before I left. Because I was like, she said she was going back to my apartment, so I said, "Okay, here's my keys." She didn't go back to my apartment.
Zach, I mean, I hate to bring this up on stream, but how well do you know Nikki?
Not well enough.
What if you were an alibi and you were set up? You were supposed to go to jail that night, and now she's just pretending to draw out this relationship with you because she couldn't have you set up properly.
The way that this plays out makes that not that, but makes it seem like I was set up. It's very strange.
Go on.
So I gave Nikki my keys because she was like, "I'm gonna go home," and whatever. So I thought, mix up, whatever. So by two horrible, unfortunate missteps that were not my fault, they were mistakes, not my fault, just mishaps, my keys were gone and my fucking phone was gone. And so when the cops came, they're like, "Where are your keys?" I was like, "My girlfriend has it." They're like, "Why isn't she answering?" I was like, "Is she sleeping?" And they're like, "I don't believe you. Do you have a girlfriend? Do you live in this building?" I was like, "Yes." They're like, "Did you guys have a fight? Is she fucking mad at you? Did you hit her? Do you abuse her?" I was like, "Dude," they were like accusing me. They got to the point where they were like accusing me of killing her. They're like, "Well, where is she? Where was she tonight? Where was she last seen?" And I was like, "Holy fuck, dude! I want to go to bed." So the two things proving my innocence were deprived from me by my friends and people just by accident, by coincidence. So they're like, "Well, call." I was like, "Well, they have my phone." And they're like, "Okay, well," I was like, I said, "Can you call my phone so they can answer?" They're like, "No, we're not going to call your phone for you." And I was like, and they said, "We're going to call an ambulance." I was like, "Listen, I've been through this before, not drunk, but I've like been to an ambulance before when I couldn't afford it. I cannot afford insurance or to pay the bill. I don't have insurance. If you send me to an ambulance to the hospital, I will leave and not pay the bill. Please do not do that. I'm telling you for real, I do not have insurance." And they called the ambulance anyways. So everything up to this point is completely fair. I mean, the ambulance thing was stupid, but so I puked. Cops came. Completely reasonable.
Yeah,
Like,
when they hear about throw up, they have to go arrest it.
Right. Right. I mean, I get it. I might have been a little bit disruptive. I wasn't screaming or anything. I was being very.
I might have threatened to kill my whole apartment
I might have
if
threatened to come
Nikki
back-
didn't open the door.
I
Sorry.
might have a little bit too upon this apartment building. So this is where it gets weird, and this is why when I said on Twitter that I got threatened by NYPD, I don't know if it was NYPD or if it was a health professional, like an ambulance worker, and I'll tell you why. So I got in the ambulance, and there was only one guy in the back of the ambulance. He looked like the military dad who beats up on his son from American Beauty. You know that guy?
Yeah.
He had that same kind of haircut, the same kind of scowl. And I was like, hey, sir, listen, these cops, I told it to them, but I'll tell it to you, I guess. I don't have he said, sit down and shut the fuck up. Shut your fucking mouth. And I was like, okay, we're in for a night here. He said, sit down and shut your fucking mouth. And I sat down. He's like, no, not there. Sit the fuck down. Go scoot to the other end. And I was like, hold on. He said, scoot to the other fucking end. So I scooted down, and I was like, listen, I was trying to tell you that I don't... And by the way, I am not a person to retell a story with myself as the hero. I think that's really gay. But this, I swear to God, is how it happened exactly. I did nothing wrong. And he said, if you don't shut your fucking mouth, I'm gonna bash your fucking skull in.
And you said, listen, you fucking punk bitch. And you twisted his arm behind his fucking back and pushed him up against the wall. And we're like, you better find something to fucking bite down on, boy, because I'm going in dry. And then you dominance raped the cop, didn't you?
And look, see, the guy was in the ambulance and he was not wearing a cop uniform. But what kind of
How do you know you weren't just getting stolen by crazy people, Zach? You should have accused them. You should have said, this is the fucking Bilderberg Corporation, isn't it? Alex Jones was right!
I should have called them reptoids. I felt like Alex Jones being taken away by the government. So I get in the back of the ambulance, and the guy's like, I'm gonna bash your fucking skull in. Now at this point, I'm mad, I'm upset, because I've been completely compliant. This is a small point, but I told the cops when they were talking to me, I was like, listen, I know this looks bad on me, but I know my phone number, I know my address, I know everything. I know my apartment number, I know my friend's address, I know everything. And I said to the guys, I was like, listen, your guys' job is hard. I get that. I understand you're doing your job, but please listen to me. Please. I am pleading with you. I do not want to go to the hospital. I cannot afford it. I'm asking you kindly. Please let me just figure this out. Nope, whatever. So I was overly compliant. I was like, fuck you, pig. So the ambulance guy said, I'm going to bash your fucking skull in. At this point, something in my head clicked, and I was like, okay, I'm not like E-famous or anything, but I have enough followers to where if that guy did that, I could kick up a storm, right? Like,
you took up a calm demeanor and said, look, do you know who I am? Have you ever seen Hellbenders?
Have you seen the obnoxious orange?
Have you seen the animated Bo Burnham special Rehab for fictional characters? Drawn in immaculate Family Guy style. Listen, punk ass.
Listen, you piece of shit. Have you ever seen Skyrim is Epic? On YouTube, keep talking.
Arrow to the knee. I'm gonna get my boy Guitar Master X7. Anyway, sorry, fucking.
Yeah, ever heard anything that included?
Anyway, sorry, go on.
I just probably too far just there, but listen, the views that I express are my own. Anyways,
14 million of them on Arrow to the knee. Those are the views I'm expressing. Anyway, go on.
My logic was like, okay, right. There's a chance this guy could bash my face in, right? I'm sure this guy. There's no way this is this guy's first time being an asshole. But I was like, if this guy does it, I really wanted to get this guy fired and get kick him up storm, kick sand in the water, get this guy fired. I could, and I will. Not even like in a bitchy like you can't touch me. Do you know who I am? But like okay, you want to fucking. I'll gladly get you fired. I'll send this to the news. Like if they really want to do that, because the guy's in a fucking ambulance. He's in an ambulance. This is a health professional. If not that, then he's NYPD. He was one of the two. I want to think he was NYPD just because what kind of fucking health professional nurse would say that? Anyways, so what I said after he said, I'm gonna bash your skull, and I said, fucking do it. And I know that sounds gay and it sounds like a fucking lie, but I said it because I was confident enough. I was willing to take an ass whooping, just to spite this asshole. And I said, fucking do it then. Come here, do it. Hit me in the fucking mouth. And he went, yeah, whatever. Keep fucking talking, big man. And I started like harkening on him. I was like, what's your name? What's your name, dude? I'm sure your boss would like to hear about this. What, you're gonna bash my face in? What's your name? What's your fucking name, dude? You were big a second ago. And he was like, yeah, whatever. Keep talking. I'll put you in the fucking psych ward. I'll put you in the fucking psych ward if you keep talking. He was threatening to put me to submit me to the fucking psych ward at the hospital for like 2 weeks. He kept upping the ante. I was like, oh yeah, put me there. I'll gladly fucking go there. Put me there.
Yo, 2 weeks of free meals? That's as a YouTuber, I'll take that shit.
Medication, anyways. I could benefit from it. So they took me to that was the really interesting part of the thing. So they took me to the hospital. I told every person along the way, the cops, the guy in the back of the ambulance, the nurses who helped me into the hospital, I said, I don't have insurance, I don't have insurance, I don't have insurance, I don't have insurance. I can't fucking afford this. I get to the hospital, they forced me in there, and I remember one of the nurses was like talking about like Bernie Sanders. Some black nurse was talking about like Bernie Sanders versus Hillary Clinton. And I was like, what are you talking? She was like, Hillary Clinton loves minorities. Bernie Sanders hates them. And I was like, I wasn't that drunk, but I was like, am I hallucinating this? Why are you? She was talking to me at me about it.
And then you said, actually, Bernie loves minorities. And then she put you in a fucking chokehold and was like, listen, white boy, you're never gonna see your family again.
Oh, this is the most fucked up part. I think I got into a real debate with the nurse, the black nurse, putting me into the fucking bed. She was like talking at me. I don't recall bringing anything up, but I think she was like. So I started debating. She's like, yeah, whatever. I ain't gonna vote for him, whatever. And she walked away. And it was a fucking weird night. This other nurse came over. This other weird white nurse came over. She force-fed me ginger ale and raisin bran, which I did not want. She was like, if you ate the raisin bran, we're gonna keep you here all day. And they put a fucking fall risk, like I was at risk of falling like a fucking baby. They put that around my wrist, and I was like, all right, what a day. And I got out about 11 a.m. I took a fucking cab from, like, the Upper East Side, which is, like, I live on the Upper West Side, so I took, like, a 15-minute cab ride to my place, just fucking scowling. Got home. It was one of those days. It was a weird, unbelievable night.
But did you ate how was the raisin bran?
It was pretty fucking gross, honestly.
You didn't like the raisin bran?
I love raisin bran usually, but it was gross.
What, they use like a kind of milk you don't usually?
Something was rancid about it. Can I say, this is probably, so I think I've won the audience over by now, that I was right, but let me turn you back immediately to their side. This is the most irrational thing I've ever done before, as revenge, but I felt so like, and I know this word's terrible, but I felt victimized. And I felt just really shitty. I felt like I was being beat up on the whole night. I was like, whatever, no one fucking believes me. So, before I left the hospital, this is gonna turn some heads, I wiped my asshole on the bed sheets.
You know, you told me that, and I thought you said that as a joke.
No, I really did that in protest, but I realize now the only person I was fucking over was the poor Mexican boy who had to clean that off. But the worst thing was, it was not like brown shit, it was like yellow. It was swamp ass, and I was just so mad. I wiped my ass and was like, bye, I left. So, that was my fucking night a few nights ago.
Yeah, they might bill you for the sheets on that one.
I looked it up. I'm pretty sure legally I cannot be billed because I refused medical service over and over by everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume if they, like, threw you in a drunk tank, which I think was what that was.
Even though it was a regular hospital bed, if they arrested me and threw me in a drunk tank, I'd get it, but they took me to a regular hospital and gave me ginger ale. I'm not gonna pay fucking $10,000 for that.
Well, that's what you say now, but...
I'll tell you why. Because I told them my phone number, they refused to call. I told them my friend John's address. I told them my girlfriend's information, I told them my information. They refused to look it up, and they refused to do anything about it.
Well, maybe they have no idea who you are. Maybe you're just like this screaming, angry, do-it pussy, Bernie Sanders is the best type enigma who just comes in, makes a mess of everything, and then wipes his ass on the sheets, and as quickly as he came into their lives is soon gone.
I was not some drunk asshole who puked everywhere. And it was like, fucking do it, pussy, Bernie, can you feel the burn? And then wipe my ass. I'm making you to realize that's not what happened. I swear, know it's easy for me to talk up my own side, but let me tell you this, Lyle, you know this about me. If I was in the wrong in that, I wouldn't be telling the story because I would lock that away.
Yeah, no, you never tell any stories that make you look bad because you're always the fucking coolest guy because you just desperately want other people to like you. So yeah, no, I know that you would have never told this story if you were in the wrong.
Club to look at my chode.
Exactly.
So basically, I'm a fucking loser. I should kill myself.
Pretty much, yeah. Did I don't know if I've told the story of, oh man, I mean, I've had a few bad run-ins with cops, but there's one in particular that really fucking stands out, and I don't think I've told this story on stream. So, I was hanging out with Kyle, and it was 420, and we were like stuck in like gridlock traffic, like everybody's stopped behind a red light, like no cars are fucking moving, and it's 420. I have my arm out of the window. If you're one of Zach's fans or don't know what I look like, I have tattoos, so I have a tattooed arm sticking out of my car window on 420. That's the actual reason I got pulled over. But that's obviously not what the cop says is the reason I got pulled over. Anyway, so cop pulls me over, asks if I know why he pulled me over. And I say no. So he says, step out of the vehicle, and he fucking, so he goes through my pockets, searches me, frisks me, all that, and he pulls out, I have like 2 loose $1 bills. And he's got them like between his fingers, like, you know, like that kind of thing where if you're like sprinkling fish food or like trying to like get 2 pieces of paper to line up and you're like meticulously, like he has it between his fingers and he's going, am I gonna find anything weird in here? Am I gonna find anything weird in here? And I wanted so bad to be like, dickhead, what the fuck are you gonna find? Like you're holding it in your hands. They're like dollar bills. I mean, I guess maybe what he was looking for was like cocaine residue, like I fucking like rolled him up and snorted cocaine out of him. That, I guess, is what he was looking for, but at the time, I was like, that didn't occur to me, so I'm like, the fuck is he doing? Like, really? Like, it was the most...
a trash bag full of weed.
It was the most bizarre fucking thing. So anyway, he throws me in the back of the police car, then he takes Kyle out of the car, does the same thing to him, fucking frisks him, and throws him in the back of the police car. Oh yeah, he handcuffed me. He didn't handcuff Kyle. I don't think he handcuffed Kyle. I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention to Kyle, because no one generally does. But, I'm pretty sure he didn't handcuff Kyle. I'm pretty sure he only handcuffed me. Anyway,
There's danger in those tattoos.
Yeah, throws us both in the back of the police car, and starts fucking searching my car. Now... At this point, Kyle's like crying like a baby. Kyle's like, Lyle, you're so big and strong, you'd survive in prison, but me, I'm so frail and weak, they'd make mincemeat of me. And I was like, don't be scared, Kyle. This pig's got nothing on us. There was like a car full of girls driving by, and they were like looking at us in the back of the police car, and I was like fucking winking at them and shit, and they were like, oh, that really hot criminal dude winked at us. And Kyle's like crying and going, will I ever see my family again? I'm so scared. Lyle, if only you weren't handcuffed, hold me. Anyway, no, part of that is true. I'll let you decide which part of it is true, but one of those many things that I just said is true. Anyway, so anyway, fucking cop searches my car, which I now know is illegal. After this happened, this was my first, like, really bad run-in with a cop, so I didn't feel like I needed to know my rights. After this, I fucking learned my rights, and, yeah, that is illegal. They have to have like a warrant or probable cause to search your car. But anyway, so he searches my car, goes back into the police car with us, looks up both of our driver's licenses in the police computer. Like, he can't just look at them. He's got to look them up in the police computer and confirm that they're not fake or whatever the fuck. Anyway, he looks them both up, and then finally, after all this bullshit, he finally says, your middle rear tail light was out. Get that fixed. That was what it was about. That was what the whole fucking thing was about. And, you know what? I never actually checked to make sure it was actually out. He could have been full of shit. Like, he could have just made that shit up. Like, I really don't know if it honestly was out or not. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna give him benefit of the doubt and say it was actually out, but middle rear tail light. First of all, that's how I learned that the middle rear tail light was even a thing, but it's like the tiny little tail light that's like inside of your like your fucking back windshield. It's like a tiny little thing. I didn't even know the thing existed. Yeah, middle rear tail light. It's like this tiny little fucking tail light that, you know, nobody ever looks at. It didn't even occur to me that it was a thing. So anyway, yeah.
Oh god, yeah, look at that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I got that happened to me. Also, there was a period of time, and this is a little more rational. There was a point in time where somebody robbed like a fucking gas station somewhere near my house. So 2 nights in a row, I was like accosted by a police officer in my own driveway. Cause, you know, I have a shitty schedule. So I go out, you know, in the middle of the night to get like caffeine and cigarettes and shit like that. And, it basically like twice, like 2 days in a row. The first I was like trying to pull out of my own driveway and the cop fucking blocks the driveway off and like tells me to put my hands on the steering wheel. And the second time I was just like walking back from the gas station, you know, from making like a run, you know, just for some quick like supplies and stuff. And I got, you know, told to like put my hands behind my back and sit on the curb and frisked and all that kind of shit. And the part of that pisses me off is like the amount of time that it took to get to look at the ID in my wallet, you know? Both times it took like upwards of 10 minutes to get to the point where they'd even look at my ID.
They're probably trying to scare you, you know?
Yeah, well, fuck. There's this thing that cops always do, and I wonder if they're told to do this. And it's, what they do is they say, they always go, why are you getting so agitated? Why are you so agitated? Maybe I just come across as pissy, or maybe that's just something that they do to try to get you agitated. But like both times they were like, why are you getting so agitated, man? Why are you so angry? It's like, I'm not. I'm just like, I didn't go, oh no, Mr. Policeman, don't arrest me. Cause it's like literally the house that you are in front of has the like, if you look at my ID, you'll see that I literally live in front of the building you're accusing me of, I don't know, breaking into or fucking...
It's cause look, if you're being talked down to, of course you're gonna get fucking irritated.
Yeah, I didn't even do that. I was like, dude, just look at the ID. Like that was all, like, maybe I was a little, like, come on, really? Like, I was like, look, I literally live here. If you look at my ID, you know...
There are so many situations like that. That's kind of what that's a way bigger example, but like that's kind of what I was doing. I was like, guys, I'll tell you the address. My friend lives like 4 blocks away.
Yeah, you know what you can actually do is, granted, if you're drunk and belligerent, this could backfire on you, right. But a police badge is only like 4 or 5 numbers. It's easy to remember. So if you ask for it at the beginning of your encounter, if it starts getting weird, just... What I do is I just go, I've had bad experiences with cops, you know, just in case this goes that way, what's your badge number? And if you say that to them, sometimes they're more on their guard. Because they know that you're a hardened criminal and you know your rights. Because only a hardened criminal would know their rights. Or as the police call them, your wrongs.
I'll do it next time. But I feel like every time I've interacted with a cop, I've always tried to be very polite, overly polite, you know, because I know it's like they're just, for the most part, they're just doing their job, right? But a lot of those guys do have like you know, ego trips.
Yeah, it takes us. I'm not saying all of them, but there are certain personality types that probably gravitate towards that job for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Like, really, it's I don't know. But anyway,
it probably enables a lot of like power fantasies or authority fantasies.
No, I feel like I do get singled out quite a bit. Like I've had quite a few bad encounters with the police, and I think because I have tattoos, they just kind of immediately like they sort of like profile me as a overall badass, which they should, because if you would have seen my body count back in the war, I've taken lives.
Back in Iraq, every point of
They actually struck it from the record that I was even in Iraq because of all the Iraqi soldiers that I killed.
You single-handedly caused the whole invasion and did it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, Osama, do you think that the U.S. Army could have really taken him out without the help of some outside force? A godlike soldier of fortune, if you will? I mean, that's not what that's what they called me. I don't I wouldn't call myself that. That'd be just arrogant. But they were like, oh my god, Lyle, you are a godlike soldier of fortune, dealing death wherever you go. And I said, well, I don't like to toot my own horn, but since you're saying it, yeah, I guess so.
Now that it's been said, I can't disagree.
Yeah, I mean, it's accurate, but come on, guys. Come on, guys. But yeah, dude, fucking, so Zach, now that you're in New York City.
The Big Apple, as a word.
How many Big Apples have you seen? How many fruit stands have you?
You know what? When I first got here, I saw a poster of a bunch of Big Apples, and it fucking freaked me out.
Did you?
Yeah, I saw.
Was it like, oh my god, I'm in a fucking shitty Julia Roberts movie?
I realized it wasn't a lie.
Exactly. It's true. This ninja mystery game is... The only mystery is why the bullets won't kill it. Prime comedy. Take that. Take that, Rob Schneider. You think you're the king of jokes? I'm the king of swing. 50 Cent. Swing Daddy Max, yo. What kind of music do you think 50 Cent would be making if he was around in the 20s?
I would make an inflation joke if I knew the number.
That's actually not bad.
I would make a shitty inflation joke.
Dude, I mean, if you want, I'll wait, and then
hold on.
You can look up how much 50 cents in the 20s.
1 second.
I'll totally cut this middle part of you looking it up and just pretend like you just came right back with it.
Oh, pretend I'm witty. Let me look here. But yeah, back then he was called 0.04 cents. Adjusted for inflation.
Good joke, Zach! You just came up with that right on the spot. It's insane how clever and witty you are, and your profuse knowledge of economics is quite staggering, Zach. You're
Honestly,
hilarious.
The fact that I could even pinpoint the inflation number on the fly so quickly is amazing.
You are so funny.
Believe me.
Comedy, ladies and gentlemen. Comedy. It comes from a quick wit and a sharp mind.
Ladies and gents, if you donate to Lyle right now, you will get more inflation jokes, and I know how tantalizing that is.
Disclaimer: we're not calculating how much it fucking. Every person's like, oh, how much is 57 cents?
How much is $3.85? Hopefully that was the last joke I'll ever make and I die of myself.
The last inflation joke you ever made.
Inflation joke of my short life.
You know, if you want to get some prime inflation-based comedy, just go on DeviantArt and look up some. You don't want to see some Dosh Sonic inflating porn?
I want to see Sonic's stomach filled with a hose and a little baby crawl into it.
Where the fuck does shit like that come from, man? Is it just like people like playing Dig Dug and they all of a sudden are like, oh, my no bits?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like how do you find that you have an inflation fetish? Like where does that come from?
I have no idea, like, where in the evolutionary chain that even came from, you know what I mean? Like, how
I think we're just bored. I honestly think that's it. Like, I think we're just getting bored. We have enough people to where, like, reproductive traits are no longer part of, like, an evolutionary necessity, and we can just have people that gradually become more and more into inflation.
Let's see. Is Shad in this chat? Shad man might be in the chat.
I don't know.
What's Shad's Twitch?
I think it's Shad-based murder or something, isn't that?
There's a guy called Shad Base.
No, that's probably not Shad.
The fraud?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure his is Shad-based murder.
Also, the guy's typing in all caps. It's not something Shad would do.
Yeah, no. Shad's too
Shad
cordial.
right now. You fucking fraud. You're gonna get called out. You better leave, you little bitch. You're gonna get fucking embarrassed here in a second.
Yeah, the real king of swing is gonna come in here and be like, "It is time for me to draw some new daddy." And then he
I
draws.
love to draw the little titties on girls. It makes me happy. That is absolutely an impression of Shad, man. It's accurate. Yeah, the guy said, "Oi, fight me, mate," in all caps. That is not Shad, man.
Yeah, no, Shad would never say that.
Liar, fraud. Kick this guy the fuck out. Pull him with a big fucking cane like a comedy store.
Yeah. Oh, god damn it. Fucking... For someone who's allegedly bulletproof, 50 Cent, not handling these bullets too well.
He's taking you to the fucking face pretty badly.
This fucking area of cover is, like, not... This part's hard, Zach. Zach, my little floppy boy arms, my little boy flippers can't handle this, Zach.
Suck.
Someone, oh man, I wish I would have fucking written it down or remembered to look it up. There's apparently like an old form of progeria that doesn't happen anymore where people were like born with flippers.
Wait, there's extinct progeria?
Yeah, there's like a similar thing to that. Okay, wait. Speaking of progeria, let's talk about our good friends, the Fine Brothers. So
what a beautiful segue. What a beautiful...
Well,
Lyle has a good theory on this.
I've already said it on stream. It's actually in the last X stream, but to reiterate, I think that Raffi Fine is trying to take all of the Fine Bros' money and put it into medically inducing, like, adulthood progeria. Like, he's trying to make himself an adult progerian. And I'm pretty sure what he wants to do is get a uterus surgically implanted into himself and have Benny Fine implant him with the perfect Fine Brothers baby and have it born a progerian. And then they'll have the ultimate fodder to react. No, but we were gonna actually
Spider-Man villain trying to inject himself with progeria.
Yeah, he's like the fucking Vulture. Where
he's like the Green Goblin injecting himself every day. Yeah, he's like the fucking. That's pretty much every Spider-Man villain. Come to think of it, they all just inject themselves.
Yeah, they're all like lizard monsters and fucking like half humans and like yeah, they're all horribly deformed monsters of science, as it were. But no, we were actually at a point in time, and since it's canceled now, we can talk about it, right? Me and Zach were gonna make a sequel to our hit cult classic, which hated the Fine Brothers before it was cool. Fine Bros React. We were gonna make
when we released that, there was a good amount of positive feedback. I'm not gonna say it was hated, but there was a significant amount more than most of my other videos of people going, "What the fuck's your problem? These guys are nice." Like everyone, yeah, you know, like Ray William Johnson, he deserves it, but the Fine Bros, they're harmless, and I'm so glad that everybody like 2 years later came around. I remember
that was like we're too prophetic, Zach. We're like the Nostradamus of shitty people, except there's no actual insight you need to have. You just need to have like, you just need to know.
Common sense.
Yeah, this is use your noggin. You can find.
I decided against it because it's like, well, if I do another video.
Yeah, well, also they immediately like backpedaled. They did the smart thing.
What I was worried about. I was like, okay, if I take 2 weeks to make a video, they're probably gonna pull out somehow before I finish it.
Yeah. But no, you had Raffi Fine coming out of like a fucking like
yeah,
like a big like tube or something, right? Or like a
so the original
big pool like hooked up to like a machine, and he was gonna like come out like all slippery and claw his way over to Benny Fine.
The floor and starts like screaming.
Benny Fine was gonna start like cradling him and like breastfeeding him and being like,
brother screaming. He's like, "I have an idea, brother."
He's like, there, brother.
Look at me from the cryo chamber.
He was like,
I've grown weak, brother. I can't react any longer. if only others could take up the mantle while I nurse our child.
Or like something like that. I don't know. It was gonna be horrible. It was not gonna be like the nuanced response ever. We got enough people going, well listen, what they're doing with React wades into some dangerous territory, and they don't own reaction. No, this was just gonna be straight up like, fuck you. Like,
It's gonna feel like this was us calling him a little fetus monster and his brother like a dirty Jew boy. There was no...
yeah, no, it was...
just mean.
It wasn't going to be nuanced at all. We had enough people intelligently deconstructing the whole thing. We were just going to do the same thing we did last time with them trying to butt birth a brother baby and fucking just all this kind of disgusting shit. We're from a simpler time when the best way to deal with shitty people is just to bully them based on physical appearance. No, but really, the part of that video that bothers me the most is when they said, like, historians will look back at the React series. It's like, fuck you, I don't want my whole generation to be judged on elders react to Flappy Bird. No one's gonna know. Historians are gonna look back on kids react like, this is a relic of our ties. Fuck off.
You know what? They're gonna frown upon the Mars Curiosity rover and say, yeah, it's gay. But you know what? At least the Feinbergs reacted to fucking Gay Boy.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, well, this was the modern times that destroyed the hope for the future of online internet entertainment. But you know what? At least we got to know what teens thought of The Biggest Loser Season 6.
At least we got to hear a 5-year-old be scripted and fed the line, where are the apps on this Game Boy? At least we got to hear that, you know?
God.
That's a real fucking quote, by the way. Where are the apps on this Game Boy?
Dude, that 5-year-old is such a piece of shit. If I could meet that 5-year-old right now, I'd be like, listen, 5-year-old, you fucking moron.
Well, you could just tell.
Think for yourself, you fucking sheep. I'd say, wake up, 5-year-old. Children of the future. You gotta start early. You gotta become a historian so you can study yourself, saying where the apps are on this Game Boy. I'm a 5-year-old. Benny finds cute.
But yeah, that's the real message from the Feinbergs react. You know, if you string together like one syllable of every episode, there's a secret syllable in every episode, and if you string it all together, it says, Raphael Fine has a nice fucking cock. The whole project has just been years and years of him just trying to write that out.
It's all been like a conspiracy. They haven't actually cared about what any generation thinks about anything. They just want every generation to know that Raffi Fine has a pretty sick cock, but they want them to think that it's their idea. That's the difference between subliminal messaging and just outright saying it. Because Raffi Fine, he could just drop his pants and say, "Look, I had this put on last year. You know, like I'm proud of it." And everyone would be like, "You know, it's kind of weird looking, but it's a full 9 inches. So good job, Raffi."
Raffi got a little progerian baby fetus attached to his dick. He got his dick removed and that put on. And that.
Do you think that he wanted swelling to go to both of his heads? Do you think it's veiny and swollen? Do you think it has a sunken in eye like the rest of him?
Imagine him with a tiny little fetus face with a little hat too.
He just lifts up his shirt and there's a little Raffi Fine dangling from his umbilical cord, screeching, going, "Money! Feed me money!" And he's like, yeah, this is Raffi Jr. I feed him money.
He has to feed him quarters or else he'll scream.
Dude, their fucking, like, response to when they got called out, they were like, "I'm sorry you guys are such fucking idiots."
That was the best part. They're literally going, "We're sorry you didn't get it, alright? We're so sorry. You just didn't get it."
Yeah, we're sorry you're dumb, okay? It's like, how dare you catch us?
Yeah, that's what they're mad about. You know, I have to say, too, like, it's such a non-argument to make fun of the way somebody looks, but they fucking deserve it. Like,
yeah, they're shitbag people. I feel like you open it up.
If you're just a piece of shit, people can go, "Yeah, well, you're fucking ugly. It's stupid." But if you're like, well, here's my
It's kind of got like this comedic quality where there's like these two toad monsters like fucking wringing their hands and saying,
Yes, you too can be part of the machine, a cog in the great fine brothers monopoly.
like it's
You don't want to share 80% of your fucking revenue by reacting to
it just adds a little bit when they also resemble like Disney villains, you know?
They really do. They was so blatantly evil. Thank God. Thank fucking God everybody finally unified. They really unified the internet to make them hate. I've never seen anything like it before.
Dude, hate unifies people, man. Like,
really
I don't know if you saw, but I made a fucking tweet about the Big Bang Theory.
See, yeah, exactly. That unified people of all.
I have seen I have seen that tweet retweeted like and like somebody like responding to it in like every single language on this planet. It defies borders. Hatred of the Big Bang Theory will bring us together.
Some guy in a fucking mud hut who eats rocks all day is like still.
Yeah, he's like my chocolate buzinga. He's like fucking.
Which means the rap jokes are too much.
Yeah, exactly.
The Mario jokes are too much.
Yeah, Sheldon isn't funny. Like it's what it translates to. But yeah, no, it's people very very heavily latch on to negativity, which is convenient for me because I'm just fucking piss and vinegar. Like I am hate incarnate. I am like forged of like whenever I see someone being like what they think is edgy, I'm like, do you even realize the kind of thought I have on like a daily basis?
Look, here's the truth. If you call yourself edgy, you're not edgy.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you have to like preemptively if the thought occurs to you, I better preemptively apologize for this or say not to be edgy, but it's like no, you're not.
Yeah, you better watch out. This is
the edgiest thing you can do in this day and age, Zach, is leave it up to the intelligence of the common man to understand your joke and not demonize you for saying a fucked up thing. That's the edgiest thing you can do.
You're going too far there, Lyle. You're speaking devil talk there.
You mean I'm speaking Swahili?
You're speaking fucking charcoal boy talk.
There you go. See, like that, we took a leap of faith that people would go, oh, they're saying that to be fucked
They
up.
have white brains. Of course they can understand it.
Oh, God.
So you just look, Lyle. You know what I've learned? Nobody's ever gonna be mad at me because I've already said the worst things I've ever gonna say.
You went through a phase where like the whole inside joke, or not even inside joke, just isn't it funny that Zach says stuff about Nazis and Hitler? That was like your whole lol XD. I'm so racist or whatever
Racist. Them Jews, LOL, better gas them all, XD.
Yeah, no. It's like, we don't say this shit. It kind of kills the joke when people are like, Zach's the Nazi, haha. It's like fucking. No, it's gotta come out of nowhere. It's gotta.
No.
It's not a joke if it's not shocking. Like that's the whole. I don't know. Fucking.
It's a shocker, but if somebody's really fucking like, sometimes it is just funny to say something that makes people go, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
But like, there's a difference though. Like, what we're doing right now, this is prime territory to just go. Yeah, but black people have fucking small brains or whatever you want to say to get us killed at a convention one of these days.
You think it'll happen?
I would never like write that though. If I'm saying it now, it's just to people go what?
Yeah, it's to catch people off guard.
But I would never like write that. So like in a podcast or whatever, that's fine. But I would never like write it into a cartoon or something.
Right, exactly, because it's a very easily debunked thing.
Right, exactly. And if you go through the effort of writing it, voice acting it, animating it meticulously,
yeah, at that point maybe you're kind of racist.
You're a real racist.
If you're like, I'm gonna fucking write this in here, I'm gonna show them.
I'm gonna draw the big lips and everything. It's like, dude, a little too fucking far. You have to it takes weeks.
If you say it just to say a fucked up thing, it's. I mean, the joke there is I'm a horrible person. It's not what you actually say.
Like Perjurians, people's fucking like smacking Perjurians in the head and watching their heads wobble back and forth.
Okay, I would write that. I don't fucking care. I will admit. I'll admit
watch
to
their eyes associate on with their faces.
I will. I'll take the hit. I gotta say, Perjurians look silly. Yeah, I said it.
Some silly folks.
They're pretty goofy. They look like cartoon characters. Zach, we should just make a cartoon about Perjurians.
Let's just make a whole fucking first season of a show about Perjurians, but one Perjurian's life, and there's no other fucking characters in this world.
It's got to go for 7 seasons. Oh, dude, we could do like a Boyhood thing, where like you could follow a Perjurian's life from start to finish, but with wacky scripted comedy.
Let's do one season. Every episode is like a year of its life.
You know what I fucking never got is that fucking stupid Boyhood movie. Everyone was like, oh, it's so phenomenal because you get to watch the actor grow up. And it's like, Harry Potter did that, but it had magic. Boyhood didn't have any magic. Not even movie magic. It was just a boring fucking movie.
I don't understand why everyone loved Boyhole. I don't get it.
Boyhole is the artsiest fartsy film.
It's just stupid. It's like it's a cool idea, but it's like literally the only thing you get is like, oh, that's cool that they did that. And then you watch it.
Yeah, if like the
clips, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, like if a movie is just boiled down to its gimmick, like it's not a good movie.
It's just a gimmick. Like I've always thought about that. I've always thought like, well, what if they did a movie like they started a movie like in the '70s and finished it off in like the 2000s when the actors grew old? Well, that's a cool idea, but it's like it's a gimmick. You can just do that with fucking CGI.
Speaking of gimmicky CGI, which kind of I guess answers. Well, it might be foreshadowing, but what do you think is going to happen if/when in one of these big movie continuities one of the actors dies? Like let's say Robert No Drowney Jr. Accidentally drowns, and then he's Robert Drowney Jr. and then his bloated corpse can't be salvaged to be Iron Man anymore. What do you think happens to the Marvel Cinematic?
Is this story of a movie, or is this just
Yeah. Okay, let's say. I mean, I guess Iron Man and Captain America are probably gonna either die or leave in the next movie anyway. But you know what I mean, right? Is let's say they start out this film franchise, or they do the Star Wars expanded universe. Let's say John Boyega, let's say more realistically, let's say Mark Hamill fucking kicks the bucket before they finish Star Wars Episode 8. What do you think happens to Star Wars Episode 8?
It's hard to say. I don't know if CG is there yet.
You don't think so? You think they'd just write him out?
It depends how far along they are. If it was like, because they did that in Fast and Furious 7, they just had his brother come in. Right? Or was it 7, right? It was 7
I haven't actually seen it.
Where Paul Walker died. They did that in The Sopranos too, like the old lady, one of the old ladies apparently died. Chad was saying that one of the old ladies died and they had to replace her with like CG.
Yeah, but old people all kind of look the same. Like they replaced Dumbledore, didn't they? And nobody fucking noticed.
Wait, did they?
Yeah, they replaced him with the guy that played Gandalf, which that was first of all how I learned they were different people, and second of all, like nobody noticed. Because all old people look exactly the same.
I'll say this. I've always thought it'd be a really cool idea for a movie. Like, I haven't seen a really good... I think JFK is one of the most interesting presidents, but I haven't seen a really good movie about him. And it would be really cool to see a future where, like 15 years, where you're watching like a biopic about a president or whatever, and the CG just get like a really, really good impressionist and just like fucking
get like an Andy Serkis type, but for like
Andy Serkis' fucking face,
facial capture everything, and just have. You know, I think they're honestly, if they really wanted, I think on a movie like Star Wars with a budget like that, they could do it. Because they had isn't the whole new Terminator movie, don't they have a CGI young Arnold Schwarzenegger fighting real old Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Right. You're right, you're absolutely right. So I think they could probably do it now.
I think that they if he died, they'd do CG Mark Hamill. They do CG Luke Skywalker.
I think the only thing they haven't captured really well yet apparently is like the lip sync. Like if their face is still, it looks good, but if they start talking, that's what it gives away usually.
Yeah, here's what I think they do. I think they'd probably get a real actor, but they'd probably put like the tracking dots on his face. And then, so everything but the face would be a real actor. I think that's probably the way they do it.
Yeah, but I think that'd be a really cool idea for like a movie, because you see these movies about people.
Right.
You know what their fucking face looks like an astronaut or a president. Like imagine, I'll just use JFK as an example.
Yeah, imagine if Steve Jobs was a CG Steve Jobs and not Ashton Kutcher in the movie about Steve Jobs.
It would be cool though, because it'd probably help a lot, because you're looking at fucking Steve Jobs' face, or JFK, or fucking George Washington, or whatever. It'd be really sweet to see that.
How do you even know what George Washington? How do you know he looked like that?
Okay, that's not a good example. Maybe MLK or fucking whoever. When Wukos finally dies, they make a documentary about him.
Stop. That is a rabbit hole we don't want to go down. It is long and deep.
I opened that can of worms today
It
on
is
Twitter.
long and deep and fucking obscure as shit. Nobody wants to go down that hole. I don't want to relive that. That is such a deep hole to claw yourself out of.
Let's just look into the hole for now and move on.
Yeah.
But my point being, okay, let's say when Chris Boris finally kills himself, and they need to make a movie about him. Imagine a perfectly 3D CG Chris Boris face in live action, and it looks just like him.
I don't know that I want to, Zach. I don't know that I want to picture that reality.
Imagine VR porn with the Oculus Rift of Chris Boris' face.
Stop it. Fuck.
Listen, this is the future, Lyle, alright?
This is just turned into fucking throwing shade, the goddamn, the stream.
Listen, it's all on me, okay?
It's all you. It's your fucking fault.
My opinions and my sexual preferences towards certain YouTube celebrities does not reflect Lyle.
Fucking. Okay. But no, I think they would definitely do like a CGI Mark Hamill if he ever died or whatever.
I think
Like,
that's reasonable.
I think they do a CG Mark Hamill. I think that honestly they might just start not even replacing actors anymore. Like they might just be like, "Okay, Hugh Jackman, we're gonna buy your likeness forever, and from now on we're just gonna have CGI Hugh Jackman be Wolverine."
I was thinking about that. I was thinking like, what if like someone like Tom Hanks or whoever, you know, says, "Okay, make a 3D model of my face," and you just buy that. You buy like a Tom Hanks pack, and you just fucking throw it into the movie.
Would that not enhance any movie? Dude, you could make a romantic comedy feasibly in that future. You could make a romantic comedy where every single character is Tom Hanks. And it's Tom Hanks falling in love with himself. It's quirky, hipster Tom Hanks teaches uptight lonely Tom Hanks how to have fun. And then Tom Hanks loses Tom Hanks and then shows up outside of Tom Hanks's window and wins Tom Hanks back. Tom Hanks leaves and comes back.
Tom Hanks from Big teaches Tom Hanks from Philadelphia how to not have AIDS and have fun.
Yeah, that's really... Can we talk about that? That we just have to educate people to stop having AIDS?
Just knock it off.
Yeah.
Just watch the movie Big.
Next time somebody gets cancer, you just tell them to fucking cut it out, bozo, and then they'll fucking...
Cut it out. You're being a real dweeb right now.
Yeah, you're being a schmuck. Just drop the act, drop the cancer, just get rid of it. Just stop.
Cancer starts with a bad attitude, is what I say.
Yeah.
That's what I preach at the cancer ward when they're dying.
Yeah. You go in there and you say mind over matter, and they say, oh. They say you say pain is weakness leaving the body, and chemotherapy is hair leaving the body. Coincidence?
Chemotherapy was invented by the government, alright? That's why you need to take this new pill, placebo pill. It'll cure your cancer, folks. And if you have cancer, you're a fucking coward if you don't take this new natural medicine. You little bitch.
The black helicopters will come and they'll fly your cancer away.
And they're being piloted by black people, which is the scariest.
Stop it. Why do you always have to bring those people up in a negative light?
Look, they're very positive people with good, big hearts.
I like the ambiguity cast when I say, cut it out, Zach. Don't say that about those people. It really, shades of gray. Shades of gray. That's what we preach. Nobody is true good. There's no such thing as good. Every good person has flaws. Every good person can fail.
Listen, all I know is I know I'm a bad boy. I watch My Little Pony and I barely even cry.
Dude, I defy gender roles. The brony crowd, My Little Pony, being a My Little Pony fan today is like being a Marilyn Manson fan in the 90s. You're subverting popular culture and you're brave.
It's not a bad analogy, actually. It's
It
funny.
is a
all
bad analogy, Zach, and I'll tell you
It's an
why.
amazing analogy.
I'll tell you
Look,
why
I'll
it
say
is
this,
a bad
there was no
analogy is
inflation
because I
during-
don't want to think about that. I don't. It's a correct analogy, but does that mean it's good? No, it's.
Well, it was no inflation joke, so I'll take off points for that. But I'll give you points for the good analogy.
Honestly, if you want a real, like, actual analogy, it's probably Lady Gaga, which is, again, that's also gut-wrenching to think about, that Lady Gaga is this generation's Marilyn Manson. But, it's not quite as bad as My Little Pony.
It's funny, every person I used to know, or I saw, or I knew of, that used to be a Brody is fucking ashamed of it now.
Go
Which is
figure!
Which,
Yeah.
no, which is strange to me, because wouldn't you be fucking ashamed of that off the bat, like, immediately?
I mean, the whole point of it, though, is to go... Like, I think that's why the whole thing blew up, is because they were like, fuck you, I like what I like, and they got, like, they rallied behind a little girls show, and I think they're just now realizing, well, fuck, we rallied behind a little girls show, that was so lame.
That's what I'm saying, though, it's like, are you really gonna let the, like, the whole, yeah, all the Brodies were like, well, fuck you, we like what we like, yeah, exactly. It's like, well, then what changed? The fact that it's been, like, years and it's sunk in?
There's at least one couple that has stayed together and had kids, and now their kids are gonna be asking, Dad, why in your anniversary photo with Mom when you first got married, why is she wearing blue wings and a horn? And the dad's gonna have to say, well, your mother was Rainbow Dash for our wedding, and I was Twilight Sparkle. And that's gonna have to be a thing that one parent says to their child, and that's gonna be the point where their child has to realize, oh my god, I have to grow up on my own. I have to teach myself. I have to teach myself how to pay bills and fucking live in society because my adults don't exist. That's gonna be when they have that realization. That's where they're gonna say, "Oh fuck, adults don't exist."
I don't know. It's weird because it wasn't even like 20-year-olds. That's the creepy part. It was like 30 and 40-year-olds. It was people who were well old enough to have gotten past the rebellious phase.
Well, there was that guy that looked like fucking Wilfred Brimley, right? That was like, I am the world's most badass brony, and he had like a fucking
Is that
like,
a real video?
yeah, there's this guy with like a fucking handlebar mustache, and like everyone was championing him around, just like, if this guy can like My Little Pony, it can't possibly be gay, and it's like, he's just a bear, dude. He's just a bear. That's all it is. Nah.
Take a wicked hot piss. I'll be right.
Zach, all of your pisses are wicked hot. Let's
I'm
be
sorry.
real.
Look, if you saw me piss, you would definitely squirt.
That's just kind of what I think about every time I have to, do the deed of relieving my boy goo. I'm like, I wonder about the pressure in Zach's dongus.
Lyle, here's a real question I'm going to throw at you before I go pee. I'm going to throw you live. Are you going to Pico Day this year?
I wish, but no.
My heart burns.
I hope your piss doesn't, my friend.
My piss always does.
Godspeed.
I'll be right back.
I actually think that Zach has the world's smallest bladder. He's gone to the bathroom like twice this stream, and that's just counting the times he's left the room. I think honestly he could have pissed himself. Like I've stayed with Zach. I stayed with Zach for like 2 weeks, and like 2 out of 3 times when he takes a piss, he just does it in his pants because he's like, oh man, like I just got so much of it. I just can't I can't make it to the bathroom. That's a waste of my goddamn time. I'm too fucking aces, Lyle. I'm too fucking hardcore to go to the bathroom every time. Only when it's a big steamer. Only when I can fill up a soup bowl with my piss do I take the time to go to the bathroom. I'm a fucking busy man. I'm fucking hardcore. I don't have time for your fucking peasant shit. So I know Zach, like, these are like full bladder pisses he's taking, and he's probably taken like at least 6 since the stream started. So when he gets back, I think we have to have a little intervention and say, Zach, we're worried that you might have bladder cancer, and then 50 Cent will take a fucking shot to the kidney and die. He can take 8 bullets, but he gets punched by an Arab and he's donezo. That's what happens. That's what happens when 50 Cent gets hit. So he's bulletproof, but he's not punch-proof. Especially when it's a jihadist knuckle sandwich. It's pretty tragic, actually. My heart goes out to fucking 0.43 cents, or whatever Zach said he was worth in the 20s. I don't know. What the fuck? So this guy is like, it goes into like a full-on like, oh no, never mind. That was just the game fucking up. I thought we went into Karate World when I fought him, because he was such a cool enemy. He was such an HXC chap that when I did battle with him, I could only see in karate vision, where everything browned out and all that mattered was my black belt. And I'm not saying black belt because 50 Cent is black. That's actually the karate belt, guys. Come on. By the way, this game is probably going to, I can only speculate because I had to turn the audio off, because naturally the whole soundtrack would probably be 50 Cent music, which would mean that this would get copyright claimed. But I'm assuming that right now it would probably be blasting the most up-to-date fucking happening 50 Cent tunes from 2006. I'm assuming. So imagine this whole game, but set to the soundtrack of, you guessed it, the non-stop hit after hit, like Candy Shop would probably be playing right now as I'm killing my way through terrorists. And 50 Cent would probably be letting them lick the lollipop or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Rap's weird, man. I don't get how you can write Candy Shop and think that you're not fucking lame. But he got shot 9 times, so I guess 50 Cent's the one that can do it. I want to play Soulja Boy Bulletproof. I want that to be a game, because then I could just unleash the shit talk. Also, sadly, Soulja Boy is probably the rap/hip-hop artist that I'm most familiar with, just because of how much of an ironic shining I took to that little shit heel. That guy is a piece of fucking work. That guy's an asshole. I hate him, but I love him. He's a national treasure, Soulja Boy. And I hope to see more hit songs like fucking Goku and anime come out of Soulja Boy. I think he just needs to be that. He needs to be the ironic anime rapper. See, I'm in Karate World again. I'm in it. 50 Cent goes into full-blown, like, karate vision, and he sees the, like, in the view of his falcon spirit animal as he fucking drops a mad elbow on some terrorists. 50 Cent's the best kung fu fighter this side of the Mississippi. Also, this fucking, there's like a sound effect that's like the stock, like, iPhone, like, alarm, like the it's like, I keep thinking my alarm on my phone is going off because of this game's stupid fucking stock sound effects. Actually, the phone ringing, too. Like the payphone where you can have a nice phone call with all your guns. The phone ringing sound effect is also, like, an available iPhone ring sound that I also do happen to use for my alarms. So both of those fucking piss me off when they show up. I'm like, oh, god damn it. Yeah, I think Zach fell in the toilet and he's, like, screaming for somebody to help him out. And that cop is probably he's probably gonna come back and throw Zach in the back of an ambulance again. And be like, I'm gonna bash your fucking skull in. And Zach's gonna be, like, shitting himself and crying. And he's gonna be like, if only I was as cool as I was in my stories, I'd totally know how to stand up to this guy. Also, I haven't been using my 50 Cent bullet time this whole time. I forgot that 50 Cent is a John Woo character and can slow time. 50 Cent is my favorite character from The Matrix. In The Matrix, they actually cut a scene where Keanu Reeves is like, why isn't 50 Cent doing this? And Morpheus says to him, we would have 50 Cent doing this, but he's just too fucking cool to give a shit, and he's, I bought the 50 Cent dildo, and it's the best thing ever, and you should also have one. And that's why no one else can help you, is because anyone can do what you do, Keanu, but 50 Cent especially could do it better. And Keanu says, well, speaking of 50, there's the movie Speed, where the bus can't go below 50 miles per hour. So I feel like I have kind of a spiritual connection to 50 Cent. And Morpheus is like, you trying to say that you know this struggle? And Keanu's like, no. And he's like, what do you mean, you people? And Keanu says, well, I never said you people. I just said that I kind of know, like, I have a kinship, if you will, with 50 Cent. And,
Yes.
yeah, exactly. Anyway.
I agree with that.
Now, Zach,
Yes.
if you could choose one vehicle to drive between the gaps in Lawrence Fishburne's teeth.
Listen.
That's a dumb question. You do everything on a motorcycle. I forgot how much of a fucking overall badass you
I want to
were.
be swift. I want to go in there. I want to make his head spin. I want to impress ladies all at once.
It's true. Zach, I think that you're, of anyone I know, the most attuned to extreme sports, and I just want you to know that I appreciate that.
You know, I'm glad that you also appreciate it, because nobody else really gets it. You know, I'm at a funeral, I'm talking to somebody, they're crying, I'm saying, you don't get it. Do you know how many extreme sports I do in my spare time? Do you know what I jumped over? I jumped over a rock when I was skiing. It was a medium-sized rock, but you would have been at least moderately impressed if you saw it. And it just shoo me away. And I think you're the only person who truly gets. When I told you that story, you remember what you did? You were kissing a baby on the head, and you dropped that baby, and you put your hands on me, and you said, Zach, that is the coolest thing I've ever heard.
I said, Zach, now I'm more attracted to you than this baby. And that's a tough feat, because this baby is a bilf. Let me just say.
As the baby dropped to the floor and just turned into liquid and just seeped into the cracks of the sidewalk.
And you were like, Lyle, was that even a real baby? And I was like, you know, before now I would have said yes, but I'm honestly not
No,
even
I'm not so
sure.
sure.
That makes me feel better about that bilf comment, because if it's just an amoeba monster, like, it's not wrong, is it?
It's not so bad. No.
No.
You can fuck an amoeba shaped like a baby.
Right. It's true.
People, we've settled the question that's been in your mind for years and years of your life. Yes, it's okay to fuck an amoeba.
Yeah,
shaped like a baby.
we answer the real questions here. But
We don't fuck
what am I? What? I'm in a sewer, I guess, killing Arabs. As per usual, as you do. I don't know why they'd be. I guess these computers are worth something. There's got to be a reason I'm blowing them up. I don't know if 50 Cent is fighting for the free world. I think he's just fighting to get the fucking diamond skull back, honestly.
Is that really the prize?
I really think so. You know, from what I gathered, I don't think he's actually fighting for, like, truth and freedom and justice in the American way. I think he's literally just trying to get the, like, that sexy, like, assassin dominatrix stole the diamond skull, and I think 50 Cent just wants it back.
What was the story behind the skull? He just wants it? Somebody else took
Yeah, he
it?
just wants it. I think it's just worth money. Like, I could be wrong because I didn't have subtitles on, and I haven't really been paying, like, any attention to the story, but I feel like I'm getting the gist of it, and I feel like 50 Cent doesn't actually have much of a motivation here. I feel like I'm not really invested in 50 Cent.
Would you not kill Arabs for a crystal skull?
I mean, look, any reason you give me, I'll kill a fucking Arab. Don't get me wrong. Like, build a wall about them and don't no immigration, and they're if they don't look like me, they're evil. But I'm just saying, like, 50 Cent's kind of like it's getting to the point where it's like, is it really worth this much effort? Like, you could have, like, you can risk your life and kill, like, I've probably killed at least a few hundreds of these guys by now. Like, if I robbed each one of these guys individually rather than killing them, I'd probably make enough money to make up for that crystal diamond skull or whatever the fuck, right?
Or even just the amount you spent on, like, the ammunition and guns alone.
If I, yeah, you're probably right. Is like, I mean, bullets aren't that expensive, but with the amount of guns that I've, like, dropped and discarded, and, like, yeah, I could have taken these guys' guns and become, like, a weapons dealer and probably made more money than that fucking diamond skull is worth.
He's 50 Cent. He's bankrupt though. Did you see this thing recently where he's like filing for bankruptcy and everything, but he took a picture of him. It said he spelled the word broke out with like stacks of cash, and it was like at least $50,000 worth of cash. And the judge was like, "What the fuck is this? Is this a joke to you?"
Did the judge literally go like, "Well, I was looking at your Instagram, and what?
I think that's what. Yes, the judge
who are
like
you fooling?"
It was like, "What the fuck is this?"
No, I didn't hear about that.
It's the funniest thing ever. The pictures of him is funny. He's like frowning in front of a pile of cash that spells out the word broke.
Fucking. Maybe he's trying to go for the whole Kanye West angle of like just being like a deplorable human being that's out of touch with reality for attention.
It's what it seems like.
I feel like that's just now like the new angle. Like I feel like that surged up around the Rebecca Black era, and now it's kind of happening again. I don't know if you saw that Tila Tequila chick that used to be really big back in the MySpace days just came back and did the whole Amanda Bynes I'm crazy thing, probably for attention.
Did I tell you I interacted with her?
You did? Did she say, look, I'm gonna drop the crazy act because this is the most sane thing a person's ever said. Zach, you're really attractive and I want that body.
She said that face plus that dick equals me, and she put a salivating emoji. But no, she was tweeting some shit about she was like, I asked my husband if he was real, if he was part of my schizophrenia, and he said he assured me he was real. And all I said was like, if you want some entertainment, go to Tila Tequila's Twitter page. And she responded and she was like, your brain can't fucking comprehend what I'm saying. And I was like, holy fuck. Tila Tequila responded to me and said I was an asshole.
You know, if that were like 2003, that would have been a big deal.
It would have been huge.
Like, that would have at one point been a thing. Also, I feel like I need like a G unit like hawk to scout out this area and tell me where the fuck to go. Never mind, I figured it out. I don't need a hawk. But yeah, no, fucking. I feel like that's just kind of like I can't even fucking take it seriously anymore because I feel like it's a well-known thing now. Like I feel like Miley Cyrus, whenever she like kicks up and does a crazy thing, it's like a tactical like PR stunt, you know, or not a PR stunt, but it's a publicity stunt. Like it's
the new way of getting attention, right? It's a Donald Trump way too. It's like bad attention is as good as attention.
I feel like that's just the new thing, so it could just be 50 Cent's doing that. But I feel like I had something for 50 Cent trying to get the skull back, but this kind of derailed into its whole thing. But yeah, I think there's a lot of better things he could do if he's just after that skull. Maybe the skull is like 50 Cent's mother or something like that, where it's like it's like a skull of someone who was important to 50 Cent's past. Maybe I'm not really well versed in the 50 Cent mythos. So I haven't 50 Cent lore. I haven't read anything of the 50 Cent expanded universe, so maybe that's explained on whose
comic books
whose skull it was.
Yeah, maybe someone's soul was trapped within the skull.
Yeah, I really hope that Little Wayne shows up. That minute Wayne, my favorite character from the 50 Cent expanded universe. I don't even know if Little Wayne has anything to do with fucking 50 Cent. I don't know rapists.
I hope our boy Biggie Smalls comes and makes a cameo.
Little Biggs? I think Little Biggs, Little Big Planet, fucking, I think he's not around anymore.
What? When did this happen recently?
No, what the fuck? Didn't you make a goddamn animation where he was also a hologram? Because you knew... How did you write that if you didn't know he was dead? I was Tupac.
You were Tupac Shakur.
I'm not even gonna lie. This is gonna sound... Okay, whitest anecdote ever. Okay, so a little bit of backstory. For context, Tupac, coincidentally, had a little bit of abs, but he was not ripped. He also had a predilection for posing shirtless. So the first time I ever encountered Tupac, he was on a t-shirt, and the t-shirt had Tupac shirtless, and it said Tupac, which I read as Tupac. And Tupac just so happens to have a two-pack, so I complimented the guy on that was a funny shirt. that fucking, I'm like, oh man, Tupac, that's funny. And he was like, dude, you fucking stupid? That's Tupac, man. Tupac. And he's like one of the most respected people in the rap scene, as dead people tend to be. They are the most respected people in their field. So yeah, no, I basically just made myself look like the biggest fucking idiot honky that's ever existed. I was like, oh man, fucking Tupac, that's funny, because he has a Tupac.
You thought this guy was just a really funny guy with a funny shirt?
Yeah, I thought it was like a picture of like a weird, like, shirtless, strung out looking dude with a Tupac, and I thought that was the joke. Was that it was like a Tupac joke. I don't fucking know. Anyway, basically, I'm white. That's what you take from that. If there was any doubt...
Sorry, my girlfriend just gave me a fucking heart attack. Shut up, what? Okay, hold on, let me fucking deal with this.
I think sleeping with you
She
should
made
be...
the sound as if a murderer just stood behind me.
I think dating you should be used to a fucking cockroach on the bed.
Okay, hold on.
I think she'd
be...
be...
like a burglar... Hold on, let me take care of this.
You gotta go fucking kill a cockroach. Fucking the height of drama happening in the back. The background is just... I've never been this invested. God damn it. You can't write this, people. You can't write this.
Are you sure it's not a fucking,
I know I saw a fucking bug.
Oh, it's running around in their house now. You don't know where. It's gonna crop up. It's gonna probably crawl into her mouth while she sleeps. You don't even know.
Never make that fucking noise again.
Oh my god.
Not afraid of bugs, but that fucking...
The height of professionalism. Nothing but the best in quality entertainment. One fucking cockroach slayer, fucking they call him Can of Raid in the hood, cause Zach can fucking exterminate pests. And by pests, I mean mark-ass tricks that try to fucking front. Zach just comes in and be like, they call me the fucking Can of Raid, cause I'm about to exterminate you. And he fucking does it. He fucking ends their lives. But also he's, you know, he can get rid of cockroaches, as can any human being. Because here's a tip. Here's a tip for the ladies out there. You're actually like 100 times the size of a cockroach, so they're actually very easy to kill. You see, you don't think if you have a vagina because you're a woman. No, but you don't think that you're bigger than a bug. But actually, you're bigger than a bug. Spoiler alert, you will win in 100% of conflicts against the evils of small household insects. You can 100% of the time beat them in a head-to-head fight.
A fucking roach in this big ass apartment.
They're not gonna find it. It's just gonna be there. Anyway, point is, if you see a bug, you can actually kill it very easily. It's very fucking easy. It's very easy to do.
Oh wait.
You just have to be a cold-hearted killer like Zach. Like if there was like a homeless person in the street, and he's like I'm so hungry, I'm suffering every day. Zach would be like, I could give you $1.
I swear to God, I saw a bug in New York. I swear I saw a tree. I swear I saw it.
Oh my god, this fucking, I can't, you can't script this, people. Anyway, one time I was hanging out with Zach, and there was a homeless guy, and he was like, give me, I need $1, I'm so hungry, I live my life in pain. And Zach was like, $1 would only solve your problem temporarily. And Zach like held the homeless guy down, and he's like, do you want to be free of this pain forever? And the homeless guy said, I'm in so much pain,
okay,
please, Zach.
Hold on.
I can't bring myself to end this suffering. And Zach said, I know what to do. And he looked him right in the eye. He looked the homeless guy right in the eye, and he said, He said, "Are you at peace with all your loved ones?" And the homeless guy said, "Yes." And Zach just fucking snapped his neck right there. And as the life left the homeless guy's body, he said, "Thank you, Zach Hadel. Only you had the courage to do this. I've been asking people for 20 years. I'm really a rich businessman, and I've left all my estate to you. Please use it for something badass, like getting really, really good at extreme sports." And Zach said, "Okay," and he bought his own extreme sports circuit. You might have heard of it. It's called the X Games. And Zach, to honor the homeless guy's wish, he said, "I'm going to open this under the alias, hold on. I'm going to fund this over the alias. I'm definitely not Googling who the founder of the X Games was.
I apologize for that.
I'm not going to say that my name is Zach Hadel. Instead, I'm going to say that my name is ESPN. And I'm going to found an extreme sports circuit called the X Games, and they're going to be the height of extreme sports, and I'm going to win the X Games under a different alias every single year." And that's what Zach did with the money. Anyway.
The hell did I walk into here?
Just your backstory. Anyway, how did you kill the cockroach?
Yeah, so the story was, I was sitting here in the dark, and she literally started going, staring behind me, and I froze and thought, okay, there's a man behind me with the knife, and I'm gonna feel a sharp pain in the back of my neck, and my death will be recorded on stream. But no, she said there's a fucking cockroach, alright? So she demands I lift up the fucking mattress, throw the bed sheets on the ground, lift up the mattress, found nothing. The bug was literally the size of a fucking lightning bug, and it was on the floor, and she started hyperventilating and screaming, and I walked over and smashed it with an iPhone case. So now it's in the fucking garbage. Anyways, Nikki, you wanna apologize?
It's not okay, Nikki.
What you did was not acceptable. Everyone's yelling at you.
Remember Zach when Nikki was spending a bunch of time in Philadelphia, and we were both like, "Man, Nikki sure seems like she's fiending for the cock."
Yes.
I really wonder what cock she's fiending for, and I think she chose right. I think she chose the right. Like anyone else would have died to that cockroach, but you, Zach. You were powerful enough to destroy it.
You know, a lot of people would have looked at that cockroach and just fainted, but I was brave enough to take it on.
You know, a cockroach will live if you cut off its head. Did you know that?
I smashed the iPhone case. Could survive that?
Well, it will live if you cut off its head. But see, do you see where I'm going with this? A cockroach survives if you cut off its head, and you killed a cockroach. Therefore, you are more powerful than a cockroach in every way. Therefore, you can live if you get your head cut off.
I think that's the right way to think about this.
I think that's what we can glean from this, is if you cut off Zach's head, he will grow back two in its place.
There's somebody in the stream want to try this. If you meet me in real life, just cut my fucking head off.
Just hog tie me with zip ties. Fucking put me out and have me wake up in a dingy basement and saw my fucking head off.
I want people in orange jumpsuits to scream in Arabic at me and cut my head off and see if I come back as a cockroach.
as a human-sized cockroach. From your neck stump, a human-sized cockroach will crawl out, and it'll say, "Oh, my name's fucking Zach Hadel. This has been my true form the whole fucking time. The whole time I've been eating sludge and taking ass. I've been fucking a human-sized cockroach. Eat that shit, you fucking pussy."
Lyle, the request is, do you eat ass? You eat fucking ass.
Oh man. Oh dude.
Ass.com. Ass.com.
I think, wait, can Nikki hear me? She can't hear me, can she?
I think she's listening to the stream.
Is she listening to the stream? Okay.
She's on her laptop.
I'm not gonna advise you to do this.
Yes.
But, if she's ever sleeping on her stomach, a good way to wake a woman up sexually.
Yes.
Is to scream at the top of your lungs into her asshole.
I do that daily anyways.
Okay, good. Good.
Nikki, Lyle advised me, you haven't heard it yet, but he advised me to scream into your asshole and wake you up by doing so. Now, the problem is that she's like a squid or an octopus, so she'll spray me in the face with her shit sometimes as a self-defense mechanism.
I mean, isn't that like part of the fun?
I don't get off unless she sprays shit in my mouth.
you don't. It's not sex unless a gland opens up.
I can't go to sleep unless I look at her in the eyes and call her a shitty whore with shit between my teeth smiling. If I can't have a big grin with shit dripping from my chin, I'm not a happy camper.
It's true.
My first teacher.
And if I know anything about you, it's that you love camping. So to make you a happy camper, to put you out in the wilderness where you belong, you've gotta be caked with shit.
Exactly. I kick myself with shit every day just to feel
like you're one with the elements.
Like I understand every culture.
What culture cakes the... Don't answer that. You're gonna get us into more fucking trouble. Never mind.
I was waiting for you to say something and you cut yourself midway, and I knew I had done my job.
Question, Zach. Did you know that 50 Cent defies space and time?
Where is he currently?
He is underneath what we currently call reality.
He lives below it?
Yes. 50 Cent is descending. You'd think you ascend to a higher point of enlightenment, but 50 Cent has showed us all that the direction that you actually want to go is down. Maybe the answers we've sought from the stars actually can be found in our hollow earth.
If you...
50 Cent's just falling, by the way. I need to fucking load the last checkpoint because 50 Cent's
If you look at the stars and count every single star, you'll count 50 Cent stars.
It'll spell out 50 Cent in binary.
Yes, and that's
the universe has a cruel mechanical makeup because, first of all, we all live in a machine, and that machine was designed by our God and true savior, 50 Cent. You know, 50 Cent coded this whole game all by himself.
Lyle, 50 Cent is what? What is he in relation to his mother? He's the sun. How many planets are there, Lyle? 9. How many times was he shot? 9. That's all I'm gonna say. The asteroid belt represents his belt. 3 shots above the belt, 6 shots below the belt.
But how will 50 Cent sag if he's wearing a belt? This is when sagging was a thing, right? This game came out when sagging was still a thing. Sagging's not still a thing, is it?
Is sag? I don't know. It was when did it peak? Like the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s?
No, it was like early mid 2000s.
Yeah. I think around when we were leaving high school, or entering leaving high school, around our high school period was.
Dude, I fucking... Okay, this is kind of mean, and, like, nowadays I probably wouldn't do this. I once encountered a fucking dude, and he was wearing... Okay, first of all, he was on a motorcycle, so he's already a douche. I was driving when I saw this guy. He was on a motorcycle, and this guy was wearing, I shit you not, it was like a pair of pants, but with his underwear, like, it had fake underwear sticking out of the top of the pants. And the reason I know it was fake underwear is because there was actually, like, belt loops in the underwear. So it was like pants that looked like you were sagging. Anyway.
That is lame as fuck.
Yeah, it was the lamest thing. So anyway, I was not parked, but I was behind him in an intersection at a red light. And I just slowly scooted my car up behind him to make him more and more uncomfortable until he, like, drove forward a little bit, and I got him to actually, like, drive out into the intersection. I was trying to get him killed. It didn't succeed. But, anyway, basically don't wear those.
So, that's probably the lowest point.
I was doing him a favor. He had a will to die. He didn't know it yet, but he did have a will to die. I was just trying to give him that one little extra push to, like, to drive his little shitty motorcycle. It wasn't even like a motorcycle. It was like, you know those motorcycles that are almost like scooters? Almost?
You mean like the pocket rocket shit? Like where it's like a little...
Well, no, I mean, it was like a motor vehicle, but it was kind of like a motor... This guy was just a mix of things that you don't really expect people to have. It was the shitty pants and the weird like scooter motorcycle dealio, and this guy wasn't happy, and I knew it. He needed to die. He was born in a wrong time. Maybe he was like a time traveler from the future, and that was like his strange future fashion. But I didn't have any faith that he was going to go back to his own time. He needed to be ended. So I was just trying to give him the little push, do him the favor, and give him the little push to drive himself out into the intersection and be T-boned by an oncoming vehicle. But
you know what?
He had the gall. He had the gall.
Pickles.
He had the gall to act with some form of self-preservation and only go halfway into the intersection. So. You know, you try to do these people favors, and they just spit in your fucking mouth.
Lyle, if this guy would have been killed because of you, you know, it would have backfired because the cops would have walked over and looked at his fucking mangled body and said, you know what? At least he sagged. He was pretty sweet.
No, what they would have done is
those pants are fucking sweet, dude.
They would have taken him to Area 51 where they designed the original Jinko jeans, and they would have been like, this man's sense of fashion has never been comprehended in this time. Where did this intense futuristic garment come from? And it would be, you know, basically I saved, you know, should matters of the past be trifled with by time travelers? That's really what we have to ask ourselves. If the answer is no, he deserved to die. If the answer is yes, he also deserved to die, but also be studied. What the responsible thing to do would be to let him get hit by oncoming traffic and then take his body and hide it so that he couldn't be examined by the government.
You should have let him get hit and dragged him back to your place. You showed people just, like, you know, those alien autopsy photos. You show people in your garage, like, look at this guy, I don't know what he is. I found him.
Yeah, he wouldn't be human. Like, I don't think he'd have, like, dental records or a family because, I mean, I just don't think someone like that would have the sensibility to ever go to the dentist or be able to hold down a relationship with any rational thinking human being. I don't think anyone would have ever reported him missing. Also, here's another thing that happened driving. I shit you not. Okay, so I was driving and I was kind of tired. This was maybe 2008, 2009. Anyway, Fred was still a thing. Anyway, I was like in a parking lot, and there were like all these teenagers like walking across a parking lot, and one of them was wearing a Fred shirt. And I shit you not, in like a moment of like totally on instinct, like fucking completely instinctual, not really thinking, my tired lizard brain was like, it saw the Fred shirt and it thought, I need to accelerate and run this guy over. And for a split second, I put my foot onto the gas and accelerated with the intent to run the guy over. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what? I legitimately almost like ran that guy over for having a Fred shirt. Why did I stop?
Nobody would have blamed you.
Nobody
you know
would've.
what's fucked up, Lyle? You know what's fucked up? That guy later went on to be the underwear guy. You let him live. You made a fucking mistake.
It's true. No, I think there would have been like a statute of limitations, you know, like when weed becomes legal. Like, I think eventually it would have been legal to run down people in the street for wearing Fred shirts, and I would have just been let out of prison. I mean, I probably would have served like a couple years initially for murder, but then it would have been deemed not murder, you know?
Like, you go to the judge, and he's like, I love Fred. I think he's so funny.
A judge, nobody with a higher education would say that. A judge would never say that.
He's like, oh, look, I love classical music, I love drinking wine, and we'll put you on Fred videos. Fucking prostitutes to Fred.
Could you imagine, like, a theoretical physicist, like, sitting down next to the fireplace with a good book on theoretical physics, the hottest released from a seasoned professional, and just putting on a Fred video in the background,
just
and
laughing and fucking drooling and slapping his legs.
Yeah, with a nice glass of expensive scotch, as in the background you just hear, "Hey, it's Fred!"
He's genuinely like crying, laughing, just tears. His face is fucking bright red.
Oh, here's an experience. I attempted, emphasis on attempted. I attempted to fucking sit down and watch the Smosh movie the other day.
Oh, that's a tall order.
Don't do it. Like, it's not even bad in, like, the so bad it's good sense. It's like...
I feel like...
It's like Nickelodeon original movie bad. Or probably even worse than that. It is just... It is... Not only is it bad, it's fucking boring.
I'm such a fucking, like, masochist that I feel like I could watch that and still...
I mean,
watch
you
the
and
whole
I
thing.
watched the entirety of fucking Spirit Science.
It's true.
What was the other shitty...
my
we
God,
watched
yeah,
some other fucking horrible movie, didn't we?
I blocked that out of my mind that we watched the entirety of Spirit Science.
We watched the entire Spirit Science history of the Earth.
It was funny for like 10 minutes, and by minute like 20, we were just sitting there with our mouths open and staring at the screens.
Yeah, my eyes were like fucking glazed over.
Yeah, by the end of it, we were just like, It was like being told our fucking parents had like a fire or something. We were just like,
Yeah, I was watching that and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna say like some crass thing to my girlfriend and start a fight just because that's more enjoyable than watching Spirit Science. I need the threat of my relationship being in peril to fucking to handle this right now, and that's what I did.
wash your brain from this filth.
Yeah, exactly. I just realized how many grenades 50 Cent carries around at any given time, and I'm really not taking advantage of them. I should be. I should be taking advantage of Fiddy's vast arsenal.
So these guns, do you unlock them or do you just fight them on the ground?
I think I honestly I think I've been like using the same gun since the beginning. I haven't been paying enough attention. Maybe you can like upgrade them. There's like phone booths, payphone booths, which kind of dates this game. Now it would just be he'd like pull out his iPhone and order another gun. Also, fuck this game, Jesus. But yeah, fucking. I think that 50 Cent now would pull out an iPhone, but yeah, there's like payphones where you can order guns. There's probably like gun upgrades and better things you can get. But I can't pay attention to this right now, Zach. For my own sanity, I have to distract myself from the fact that I'm playing a fucking 50 Cent game. Zach, don't make me aware of this, or I might have to end the stream just becoming aware that what am I doing with my life, man? Fucking, I could have gone to school. I could have
At least you got this far in a 50 Cent video game.
Oh,
When you're
God.
laying there on your deathbed, you can say, I was with Fiddy.
I
was there.
I stand with Fiddy.
I stand with Fiddy.
See, now, you know what? If 50 Cent starts like a hashtag campaign, now I have to like side with him because of this tender moment we shared.
This is just based on his real life.
Well, that's obvious.
You understand his perils, his
History is written by the victor. That's why 50 Cent is going to define how this whole generation is seen in history.
Did 50 Cent kill these
Fine
Arabs for
brothers,
nothing?
fine brothers, eat your heart out. The 50 Cent is the wave of the future and the past. Have you heard anything from? Oh yeah, he's broke. That's the last thing you've heard. You know what's sad, Zach? You're
that?
more up on the 50 Cent knowledge than I am.
Look, I'm very knowledgeable of 50 Cent.
Yeah, that's actually why I had you on the stream. I was like, who's a true OG? Zach Hadel.
It's me. Look, you know I study 50 Cent. I have a PhD in 50 Cent.
In 50 Centology.
50 Centology.
It's true. If I were to pick one person to have a prolific knowledge of 50 Cent, it would be you.
I appreciate that, Lyle.
I would bet on that horse. If we were going into like fucking what's that game show where you have to have a partner and like never mind. This joke is dead when I asked what's that thing I'm trying to make a joke about. Basically there's some people that know music. There's some people that know movies, and there's some people.
Family Feud.
If I were to go on Family Feud, Zach, I feel like we could be considered family, just based on the amount of DNA we've swapped.
You know, I have cable at this new place, and I've been watching Family Feud a lot more. Steve Harvey's a fucking creep. I didn't realize until I watched the show. He like touches the women on the shoulder and he like massages them with his thumbs.
Now, was that a thing that came out later? Like Steve Harvey's weird. Like is this
I mean,
like
he's a big fucking rich black guy. He probably fucks all those hot pussies. But my point is like just watching it from the perspective of like
Well, if you're a girl, you want a big rich black guy to touch you.
You want to be exactly
It's just
against your will.
No, there's no against your will with a big rich black guy. It's just it is what it is.
There's only loving it or loving it.
There's only loving it.
There's only loving it.
By the way, this is kind of a side note, but speaking of that, every love song ever written, kind of creepy, huh?
For the most part. I mean, it's weird. I think the older you get, the more you kind of dissect songs like that. Because they're pandering to an audience, but if you really listen to them, it's weird. It's dedicated to a certain audience that hopefully does not know enough about the world to realize.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing with like movie romances. 9 times out of 10, you really examine them, they're kind of creepy.
Yeah, it's like the guy who runs to the airport. It's like, well, you can't fucking call him. It's just, yeah, they're always like weird and like they're always written by robots who I don't think have ever had a relationship before.
That's true. Well, either that or they're written for robots who have never had a relationship before.
That's probably true also. Probably very true.
It's the robots writing about what human love is theoretically.
I guess there are pandering people who like Twilight. You know, that's so fucking low hanging fruit. I get that, but my point is like,
Have you actually suffered through Twilight? Because I did, to do a spoilers ahead.
I think I watched the first one, but my point is like, if you know the basic you know, whatever the story behind it. But my point is that not even about the movie, but that the audience for that is like people who probably haven't been in relationships and just want to fuck vampires. Probably like 16-year-old.
I mean, I feel like it's redundant to even say that. People that haven't been in relationships and want to fuck vampires.
That's a very very good point. Though. But you get my point though. Like that's movies like that are kind of targeted towards people who haven't. If you're a girl, you've dated like 10 guys, you probably really don't care about, you know, Twilight.
If you've had 10 dicks in you and you still care about Twilight.
If you've had 10 dicks in you and you still care about Twilight, you've got a problem.
Yeah, exactly. At that point, it's not them, it is you. You know? What? Okay, I just want to point out that 50 Cent, when he threw that Molotov cocktail, went, "Heads up, pussy!" Like, you throw a Molotov cocktail at him. Is he less of a man for burning to death? The answer, of course, is yes.
You're allowed to say that if you're running into somebody for hand-to-hand combat, but not if you're throwing a fucking Molotov cocktail.
Yeah. Think fast, you bitch.
Think fast as I throw this far away from you and run away if you come to attack me.
Yeah, how dare you? It's just a weird thing to scream. I don't know why I found it so funny. It's just 50 Cent going, "Heads up, pussy," and then he like lights a guy on fire. It's like, that's a pretty, like, not only did you insult the guy, you subjected him to a pretty horrific death.
A little assault on the wound there.
Would you rather burn to death or freeze to death, Zach?
I've thought about this before. They say freezing to death is actually quite peaceful, so I'd freeze to death.
But
they say you just fall asleep. Burning to death is your skin fucking melting off. If you see videos of people like burning alive and screaming, it don't seem nice.
think about this though. Think about the comedic potential of a man fully engulfed in flames. You could have one final really horrific fucked up joke before you die.
I guess imagine the sounds I would create. Imagine the authentic Zach Hadel screams.
It writes itself, real. Like you don't even need a complex joke there. Yeah,
that would be the Bud Dwyer 2.0. Just people reuse me burning alive.
Just screaming. Yeah, dude.
Screaming horrifically. I'd be okay with that if people could put it to good use and make funny gifs out of it.
I feel like any object that you can jump into as you're on fire will lead to like a different comedic result. But the catch-22 is that you only get one.
Interesting.
Think about that.
I could jump.
Think about that as you tuck yourself in at night.
What I would jump into?
Well, no, just ponder it. Well, also, yeah, I mean, it's good to have plans for what you would jump into as you're engulfed in flame.
It's interesting. I'm trying to think. What would you jump into if you were engulfed in flame for a final shebang?
Now, do I get the choice of anything being around me, or is that cheating? Does this have to be within the realms of realistic?
No. This is assuming you're planning this and you just have time to make this happen.
I have like unlimited resources to make this happen?
Yeah, correct, yeah.
Okay, so here's what I would do. I would get myself on an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And I think you see where this is going. I think I don't need to really explain myself. But just imagine, in the middle of a scene that I'm not in, okay? I'd be in a scene, and I'd be doing some, like, annoying rich person thing, right? Just episode as per usual, the whole first half of the episode. Everything's according to plan. We're doing really obnoxious things for people that have too much money. We're talking about wanting a teacup pig. Like, you're infuriated by this point, right? It cuts away from me saying something infuriating, straight to Kimmy K and what's the other one's name? Kendall?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I have the only thing I know less about than 50 Cent. Anyway, so it cuts away to Kim Kardashian, and now that I've said something annoying, now it's Kim's scene. Now Kim's like shopping for dresses. All of a sudden, wait, I'm back. Why can you hear me in the distance? I run on screen and tackle Kim Kardashian and start, whilst I'm on fire, projectile vomiting into her face as we both burn alive. And that's what I would do.
Fade to black.
Yeah, basically, I'd tackle Kim Kardashian, and as the whole hellscape of the building around us burns to the ground with every Kardashian in it, I projectile vomit onto Kim Kardashian. I feel like that's within my realms of possibilities. If I were to choose one way to go, I would, just because I feel like that would be the kind of people that would be least mentally prepared for it, you know? The kind of people that just want to sit down and they want to watch rich people be socialites. That would be the group of people that would be least mentally prepared to see like a flaming soon-to-be corpse vomiting on their hollow idol. I feel like that would be the group of people.
I think that's the group that would really
because, okay, then every single, like, your TMZs and all that, they'd have to talk about it. And like, TMZ, they're not fucking they're like, oh, what hairstyle was Justin Bieber walking? They're not really, like, they're not fucking prepared to deal with the complex issue of a flaming corpse vomiting on Kim Kardashian. You know, knowing them, they'd probably make it more about the dress that I ruined, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like that would turn that whole world upside down. That whole weird subculture of just trite, not even rich people. Like, well, yes, the trite rich people, but also the trite poor people that like value the trite rich people. You know?
It's weird. It's just dumb. Why people
think about the profound social and cultural impact that would have on just the group of people that would be so far detached that thinks that, because like that's the kind of people that would be like, oh, I don't want to think about war, that's ugly, I just want to know what Kim Kardashian's doing, you know? That's the news, rather than the actual news. That's the news that they care about, because the real world is too ugly for them.
You probably give a lot of the viewers PTSD. They probably couldn't watch those shows anymore without being afraid of that happening again too. So they probably have to do the regular.
They'd have to.
They would forever fear.
They would have to seek out an alternative state. They'd be like, I can't watch E! Entertainment anymore. This is just too far.
I can't watch Pawn Stars. I need to. Pawn Stars. I don't even know what Pawn Stars. That shows how little I know. Pawn Stars was the most reality garbage. It's not even reality garbage. I guess Duck Dynasty. What's on the level of that besides of the Kardashians?
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of spin-off Kardashian shows, things that are like basically the same thing. Yeah. I don't know any of them. I just know the Kardashians because fucking I use Yahoo Mail, and I advise anybody who uses Yahoo Mail to just don't. Like,
I love looking at the front page news whenever I go to Yahoo.
It's like vomit-inducingly lame shit. It's like, what Kim Kardashian wore what to church? It's like, fuck off.
Let's look right now. I'll do it for you. I'll look right now. I'll tell you what it actually says on Yahoo.com.
Do not poison these people's young minds, Zach.
Okay, this one is also, U.S. may formally accuse ISIS of genocide. A little bit different from Kardashians, but okay, that's just that part. Let me look at these other ones.
I remember there was the point where we were considering going to war with Syria, and it just so happened to be after Miley Cyrus twerked at the VMAs. And guess what all the stories were about?
Is that real?
Yeah, that's real, dude. There was like a big...
Those two things coincided?
Yeah, there was like a big, like, it was like, there was like a like a big, like, summit where they were like debating, like, they were trying to negotiate with fucking Syria, and it was like, are we gonna go to war with Syria? Like, there was some shit happening in Gaza at the time. I don't remember exactly what current event it was, just with all the shit that's kind of surrounded Syria recently. But it was like, it was a very real possibility at that point that we were going to go to war with Syria.
This was like
and
3 years ago, right when the Civil War started happening, right?
yeah, and Miley Cyrus twerked.
I think it was. I'm assuming that it was probably when Obama said that if the chemical weapons is a red line and the red line was supposed to be war. I'm assuming it was that.
It was something like that.
If Assad used chemical weapons, that they would go to war.
I think that was it. Yeah.
But instead, Miley Cyrus's ass.
Yeah, no, Miley Cyrus did a twerk, and she also stuck her tongue out. See, that is the kind of scenario that I want to tackle on fire and take to the grave with me. That's what I want to do.
That's bold. I would have just said eat a bunch of salty crackers or something. Do this
on fire?
Challenge. Yeah, just do the salty cracker challenge or do the fucking soup challenge.
Just do a wacky YouTube prank on fire.
To grab a girl's ass for 1 second for a YouTube prank and say gotcha as I fucking fall to burn. Also, coincidentally on Yahoo, there's an article about 50 Cent from today that says 50 Cent is going through bankruptcy, but you wouldn't know it by his Instagram feed. Yeah, look, there's pictures of him from Instagram feed with piles of money. Let me link these to your chat really quickly.
I think maybe I should throw to tie up this stream in a nice little bow. Let's throw a picture of 50 Cent next to money up here for everyone to see.
Yeah, I'll send you on Skype there.
In the arms of an angel. In the arms of an angel. Feel bad for him! Hashtag cry for Fitty! Hashtag my heart for Fitty! Thanks for stopping by, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.